Wait, that's what we're here for?
There we go. Okay.
That's supposedly what D&D is for having fun.
5, 4, 3, 2,
It's also
quiz.
the prerogative.
Yes.
D&D is having fun too.
Wait, there's
Think about
prerogatives?
D&D.
So, are we on the internet,
Yes.
Cortanis?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get started.
If you roll the die, I'll do it.
Hold on, I gotta get it. It's just stuck in the corner of my wormwood.
When a D6 is stuck in the corner of your
Alright,
wormwood.
fancy.
Like a
Wormwood
D6.
Dit like a D6. Fike, you are the lucky winner.
Da-da-da.
All right. Last week
I know
we did,
not a lot happened last week except for
Shopping.
at the beginning. But
Yes,
anyway,
we did a bunch of housekeeping. Last week, we exited the castle after feeling slightly victorious, seeing a giant green smoke monster run through the city. All got ready to attack, or AKA protect Shango, because he's very weak, and was greeted by Ichabod and his troop of undead centaur brethren, who released Father Fike from his bonds of his oath, finally sealing the pact or oath that we have in fact indeed destroyed the crown. The clown is talking. I'm sorry.
When the fuck did we kill a clown?
Down to clown. Yeah.
I'm right here.
In the Underdark, he had a red balloon.
I sure hope we killed that motherfucker.
My clown. Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh? And basically did a bunch of housekeeping. We bought some magic items. We looked at a bunch of very expensive magic items that we can't afford, quote unquote. We annoyed Sherry.
hey, these things they're time. It takes a lot to make these magic items.
I don't expect them to give them what? They're 12,000 gold pieces. How dare you, Sherry?
If I keep pulling out
I want
a
this
javelin
legendary
again.
item.
Keeps going.
Yes. Let's see. We all went off to do our individual things. I'm trying to remember what everybody did. I think
You're young
Cortanis did
again.
some training with her.
I fainted
young
for
again?
3 hours.
Yeah.
You're young again.
Oh yeah, Nox. Oh yeah, Nox got severely burned,
Oh yeah.
and so like half of his body is like scar tissue from like the shoulder to like his hip.
He's okay,
something like
but
that.
he's very badly burned.
Yes.
And a
then
little messed up in the head.
We started making up some magic circle in the keep. I think we all did some training, some tinkering. Nox got proficiency with long swords, which he wanted to do for a while, which is good for him. And I think the rest I pick up this session.
Yeah, a lot of you guys wanted to have some interactions, so I guess I will start off with since we were able to get the housekeeping out of the way last week. Lords of Whitestone. See, I got to make it different every week. Defenders of Whitestone East, Lords people.
Pax East, Whitestone East.
Yeah.
Defenders East.
South by South Defenders.
What would you like to? I know some of you over the course of the downtime wanted to have some conversations with one another. So I guess anybody can just kind of say at some point I'd pull so and so aside, or we have a conversation. Feel free to jump in.
Do you want to start this with a bang, guys?
Do it. Fuck it. Go big or go home. Go big or go home.
Well,
I already did mine last week, so.
At some point,
Would you say it's towards the end of the 3 months, the middle of the 3 months, or the beginning of the 3 months?
depends how much awkward eye contact Cortanis avoids. eventually slips a note within the threshold of the door of the rooms that Cortanis and Shango share. That just says, if you want to do this thing, I'll be in one of the House of Ill Reputes. I say the which one. I don't know. You've never you never sent me the messages of all of the various houses of ill repute I visit during the night.
Most of them just exist in the upper floor of the taverns. There is one that's a little bit more expensive and a little bit more upper crust that you have. I don't know if you've frequented that one or not.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that one, since you have the money for it, is called the Royal Retreat.
So yeah, seeing that might, pick it up, read it, and then probably find Shango and show it to him.
Yes.
Are you absolutely certain of this, my lord? Breaking what you are granted from the deck. She seems awkward every time she uses the word you, but she's used it a lot more like lately.
Yeah. You can clearly notice he is hesitant. Like, yes, there's your memories you have regained. Who you are, you know again. It is not right to hold lordship over you and withhold the free will.
My lord, I knew enough about myself, even if I did not remember details like that. That part doth not change much, if I'm honest. I would hope I am mostly the same, if a bit knowledgeable.
Yes, you are and you're not, and the situation has changed nonetheless. Would you not say? At least for me, it has. You're still held in very high regards. Don't mistake that. And as noted, we all would hate to see you leave. Yet,
I doth not wish to, if I am honest, but I still hope I can protect you, all of you, of course, but
I do hope so too. I'd be lost otherwise.
to still just, I feel like I would be breaking 2 oaths if I doth not. One to my benefactor, of course, and one to you when we first met. Do you remember it?
Yes. Broken, I don't think it is. Rather fulfilled. And also, releasing you from the cosmic binding to it does not mean that you would break it. You say yourself you intend to uphold your end of protection. See it as a actual furthering, since you're not compelled by some cosmic entity anymore to uphold your promises and oaths, but rather your own mind instead.
Then, I suppose, well, it still seemeth to me as if I hath not earned my keep, so to speak. It was so long ago, but you are still the first to summon me, after all. I suppose I should accept Fike's choice.
Yeah.
The world is different now, but There are good reasons to stay longer. However,
In the end, you have to shape your own destiny. This, while oath has been taken and services promised, the decision can only be made by you.
I'll give a nod at that and think it over, and then just kind of like glance up at the ceiling for a second, and a thought hath come to me. My lord, might I make what may seemeth a strange request?
But of course.
She'll kind of like think for a moment, then like kind of just look him straight in the eye. Give me a direct order. Something immediate. It doth not matter what, so long as it would not cause harm to you. You have never done so, and I wish to know what it does, so I should be able to tell if the wish works.
There
Or still binds me to the rules.
has been few orders. That he like look for a sec, struggles. It's like, any order?
As I said, so long as it doth not cause harm to you.
Go fetch a pitcher of water from the kitchen.
As if under the suggestion spell, Cortanus, you are
Yep.
compelled
Yep.
to.
It's like glint in the eyes, and then she just turns and goes.
Yeah.
To the back. Huh. And yeah, and she goes back and with the glass and the pitcher and sets them down, and then just, huh. All right.
It was very similar to the feeling you got when he told you to jump down the hole.
Oh, I
Right
didn't word that
after-
quite.
I thi-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, technically you were gone that session also, so
Yeah, you were technically
That's true.
gone
Yeah,
that
I was
session
gone that
as
session,
well.
so I had no fucking
yeah,
idea.
you have to play it.
Okay.
But yeah,
There were a few like
There
subtle
are a
things
few, yeah.
now and then. There was one of the first sessions where we were at the bridge with the was it ogres, trolls,
Oh.
things.
yeah.
I didn't remember
There was like
those.
a
I always
subtle
thought he
kind of
worded
thing.
it slightly differently. I'm used to like.
Yeah, there were a
We were
couple
using
subtle
direct.
ones in there.
Okay, never mind. Well, okay. Well, either way.
No worries.
Yeah, it was only like I think 3 or 4 over the entire time.
So it sounds to me, Cortanus, like you've decided to take Fike up on his offer.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll say the night before you decide to go see Fike at the Royal. Geez, I can't even remember what the Royal Retreat. That's what it's called. The Royal Retreat. You fall into a deep sleep, and you have a dream.
Yeah, she's been praying to ravens as many times as possible up to this point too.
Yes. You are in that similar black, featureless space. And the two figures that you met previously in this venue are immediately present. You form almost like a triangular formation. And the one in the porcelain mask says, "It pleases me that you intend to do what you intend to do. You gave of yourself when it was not necessary, and sacrificed your freedom for something you thought was your fault, and it wasn't. You deserve to live out the rest of your life before your thread is cut one last time as a free woman."
If I may be honest, I doth not truly believe it was unnecessary, nor was it. kind of thinks for a moment. Thou told me my sister was gone, but doth thou keepeth her memories? Wouldst I be able to speak to her through you?
I know everything that she knew, but that person no longer exists, much like the caterpillar no longer exists when it becomes a butterfly. They came from that, but they are something different now.
Kind of starts getting it, but kind of looks up at the mask, and then at least allow me to say this to the butterfly. I'm sorry. I was jealous, and I left. I left that person alone. Even if I could not have changed the outcome, I only wanted to protect her. But I was weak, and I have always wanted to apologize.
Your apology is the porcelain masked figure says, your apology is appreciated, but I find difficulty in placing blame on you, as even the gods cannot keep an eye on someone all the time. At that moment, the other more robust and brilliant dark-skinned woman with her gold and green flowing robes speaks up and says, for this to work, you will have to willingly give yourself into my service.
Understand.
It is a very different relationship than those that bind you to the builder of the deck. It is, how should I say, guidelines for how one should seek to impart their will on the world before they leave it, more than orders that must be followed. Though, on occasion, as one of my representatives on the material plane, I may call upon you to perform tasks.
No matter where I am still a knight, and therefore I am at thy service, Melora.
Very well. You have my blessing. Keep my commandments, and I will call on you when I need to.
Kind of do the kneel salute.
She reaches down and kind of lifts your chin a little bit, so you're looking in her face, and it's almost like looking at her directly is almost like the brightness that you get out of the periphery from a high noon sun. It's more like it surrounds her as opposed to it coming from her. She reaches down and kisses you on the forehead. And she says, now go. The rest of your life's choices are yours to make. And you wake from your dream early in the morning to the cawing of a raven.
Kind of like reach up and put a hand on her forehead and then glance over to the raven and just kind of think a moment and kind of smile to herself and Thank you.
With that, do you take Shango with you when you go to find Fike?
Yes.
Can,
Or at least would ask.
was there some time between Kotanis and I talking and like
This happening?
thing?
Yeah, she probably came and found you like towards the end of the day and said, "Tomorrow I'm going to do this."
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Because I want to find a Fike after talking with Kotanis.
Okay. So while she was having a dream, you head over to the Jesus Christ, how can I keep forgetting? What do I call it? The Royal Retreat. Yes, Jesus
Royal Retreat.
Christ. The Royal Retreat.
Mike gets around. It's all right. He's hard to find.
Yeah. The Royal Retreat. Which is a nicer, almost like Victoria style house or home built with colors of dark purple and blues. The curtains are velvet, crushed velvet trimmed with gold. And as you come in, there is essentially one of Percy's inventions that you've seen around town now. It's those very early like wind up record player. Like called like a monophone or something, I believe they were called. Which is playing the what you've only heard other bards cover, but one of Scanlan's greatest hits, Clarota Healing. No one really knows the story behind the song, but it's got a very sensual tone to it. So, some Clarota Healing.
Amazing.
Wow.
You find that there is Fike in a small lounging area.
All
and
glammed
there's all glammed up.
Teased hair.
Yeah, and fine robes with a deep V. He has no shirt on underneath. And all the girls there are. So there's a couple of girls there that are just they're just relaxing.
I'll walk up to him, like, Father Fike, may I be? Clearly more enjoying yourself you are again.
I mean, I'm performing tonight, but yeah.
Yes, I'm glad you have found your old use. May I be frank? Maybe be talking somewhere in personal, private. Do you have time? I mean,
you have a private room upstairs.
His name is in this place.
You have a private room upstairs, Fike, that you have access to.
Call me Daddy. I have a private quarters upstairs. You can follow me, and I'll just very skim the railing, putting on a show.
Yeah.
Like go up the railing and open the room for Shango. And
you get a couple of glances. You get a couple of jealous looks, Shango.
I look quite like timid and somewhat uncomfortable. I don't know about this, but okay.
The room is. The floor is littered with like crumpled papers, and Fike says, "Oh, let me get that out of the way."
Okay. Stand. I will just. Okay. May I be quite frank? I must be actually. Afraid I am, very much. It's times are interesting. Things are changing, and afraid I am very much of what might be coming. He breaks off and just kind of stares off into the distance for a second. Sometime it has been now that we've been on the road, and since the summit peaks I left, she has been by my side and saving my life numerous times. Yet, with everything transpired, I do not feel like I can hold any command or lordship any longer over Pernell. She has shaped the path of literal gods. So who am I, and what do I have to offer? I do not wish to travel alone anymore.
Ah, got it. I kind of just walk around to the back of him, and I like just push into the breastplate. What's he always say? Bravery above all. Right?
Indeed.
Look at this as a little bump in the road, and not this behemoth of a thing. It's much, much simpler than you think. And
It is.
yeah,
Like a behemoth, it certainly feels.
you have had blind faith, not blind, but blindish faith since I've known you. Court has been your guiding light, and the moment that it comes to Cortanus, your knees buckle.
Fears so.
I don't want to be very bold, but I shouldn't. I don't have to say it. You already know it.
I always thought a gift and help of Court she is his way of helping me along the way. So
She's helped us all. We've never. I've looked out for you the same way that she's looked out for you, and she's looked out for us the same way we look out for each other. I don't see what the issue is here. You're afraid. This makes you scared. Not the underdog. Not the war. Not all of the like. This tiny little thing that we need to do makes you afraid.
I
need you to spit it out and talk plain common if you don't mind.
I do not know what there is to spit up. Maybe I was rash in coming here. Maybe I should take like two steps towards the door.
No, Shango.
Hey.
Come here. Sit. Just for a second.
Can you move those papers?
Yeah. I've got more. Don't even start. I'm all about props tonight.
I don't want to disturb your work.
Are you cold? Would you like a blanket?
It is getting to the cold time of the year.
Yes, winter's crest is going to be upon us soon. If you need to confide something in me, as a clergyman, you can. It does not leave these walls.
I'm uncertain. I think I simply am of what's ahead and how things might be changing with everything that is transpiring. Words are hard for me to find for this. I don't know not what it is. And I know not what drives me for this, but This uncertainty shaking me for some reason.
I feel his back. Is he warm? Is he like nervous? Is he getting flushed?
How are you? Like, how much are you feeling?
Oh, enough.
Yes.
I've held your rod multiple times. I know what your temperature is.
Yes.
Whoa, we got kids here, man. We got kids here.
There's no kids here.
Minecraft
My
server.
channel is rated R. They knew it from the beginning.
Yep.
NSFW.
Oh,
The rod is warm and
I was-
quite stiff.
I was the kid.
Noxus is our Laura Bailey. We're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
No, I'm your Laura Bailey. No, I mean, yeah, I also think, and you kind of figure out, Fike, that, you know, this is like the city kid talking to the country kid that is like, everything's kind of going over their head. They don't get, like, the you know, they're,
Like,
they don't pick up on, you know, things that, like, people from a more urban area might. You get what I'm trying to say? They're a little bit more naive.
yeah.
He's a small town. He grew up with, like, you know, like the entire village of Zephyra has like as many people as the block you grew up on in Amman.
Yeah. But picking up on any like subtle hints or anything.
Yeah. You get the sense you might need to be a bit more blunt with this one.
Do you like her? Is that what that is?
Well, yes.
No.
Don't you like that?
No.
No?
Do you like her? Like her?
I
I like point at
Yeah?
like I
no.
poke him in the chest. Like, do you like her a lot?
Well, yes. Hence the fear of losing her. And what?
Do you fancy her in a biblical sense?
But what's the Bible? There's
In a court's testimony sense to make the
There you go.
a beast with two backs.
you pick up what you figure out what he's trying to say, Shango. You're like, oh,
It's like
I had to walk you around the block for that one, but yeah, that's it.
like you see the realization on his face of like,
yeah,
you-
like
you
the
fancy-
realization's like, oh, huh.
You fancy
And he
her,
just, like,
and you don't,
kinda
and you're
thinks-
afraid of losing her.
I suppose you're right.
Then
And
that
it just like
means-
stares off, kind of blank space, like,
Well, that means that you have to do this. You don't have a choice now, because you need to know if it's the deck or it's you that she likes. And I take my hand off his back and I just put it in my lap.
yeah, like, looks over his shoulder with your hand grabbing. And was like, oh, okay.
I'm not grabbing my rod. Don't worry.
Guys aren't doing a Dutch rudder, are you?
I almost fucking choked.
We first off, we need to figure out what Dutch is in this landscape, and second off, we can.
Zemnian.
Simian.
Zenian brother. But I'll probably quorum.
Well, I presume that choice there is none then. Do I know, out of character question, do I know, like, what you're actually up to whenever you're out and about at these houses?
I don't know. Would you have asked him about
That's
it,
what
or
I was
would you have
wondering last
freely
session.
given? Like, do they think you're just here partaking of the services that are provided, or do they know that you're?
I have not told them anything they haven't asked. They asked once, and I said I'm giving healthcare to people that do not have it. That was
Okay.
the one time I told them what I was doing late at
Yep.
night when I was sneaking out.
Which is technically not a lie.
Secretly partaking in the sex.
Also,
Only Knox, I think, knows that.
Yeah.
also
Like, have you
performing.
seen Deadwood? He's trading the service for a service. It's bartering.
Yeah, that's a thing.
The barter system. It's as old as time itself.
Yeah.
I assume that's
Beauty and the
going on,
Beast.
but I don't want to put actions in your character's
Yeah.
actions.
Spike is a deviant, so
Yeah.
yes, he'd be doing everything.
Yeah, I'll heal you. I can cure diseases because I can, cure poisons and disease with my lay on hands. So I'll get rid of that STD that you got, Lady of the Night, in exchange for your services.
Man of the night, yes.
Or Man of the Night, whomever.
Man,
Or
person
both.
of the night.
Or, 2 at once, or 4 at once, or whatever.
Everybody.
You do you.
Everybody get tipsy.
So anyway, I guess Shango. As far as you know, he's here providing. Naive country boy like
sort.
you. As far as you know, he's here
Yeah,
providing
he's providing healthcare.
healthcare for these girls and boys.
Yeah. So I look around a little bit. Have to say, like, I guess the choice there is none. Are you still doing your services tonight?
Yeah, I have a few people on the docket. I'm performing, and then I have my rest period.
You're performing.
I do a bit of singing, Hannah. Not a ton, but every once in a while. That's hence the makeup and the ridiculous hair.
I want to know what his cabaret name is.
Would you mind if I join if I stay for your performance, and if need be, I could help you with the care.
That's what Fike does.
Take inspiration. Diego.
Yes.
Oh,
It's like
so in character.
It's like when you sleep with the stripper.
Himself about the
He's like,
I learned today.
the red light district.
Yeah. You're gonna sleep with the stripper before your wedding night. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It's like
Wait, they're getting married?
Dom, it's like the kid who lives out in the German country going to Amsterdam for the first time.
Yeah. He's like, wait, that's what they're doing here?
There's naked people in the windows.
Rumspringa!
Yeah, Rumspringa.
You
There's
missed.
actual red lights. How about that?
Fuck.
I know you forgot your coat at home.
So, anyway, to cut to chase, Flake, why don't you go ahead and make a performance check and see how your performance goes tonight?
No matter what, I'm going to use luck because I'm not very good. Unless it's very good. Nah, I'll keep that.
Do it.
17's pretty good. Do you want to use luck?
Yeah, I'm gonna because I could choose either dice.
Yep, you can choose either one. You don't have to take the second one.
Why the fuck not? Don't want to embarrass myself in front of my friends. I'll take the 17.
17, yeah, so...
Does it mean I learned the stage name?
You would, because he would be introduced as his stage name, which is...
Yes.
Everybody coming to the main stage is
Time for
Father
candy.
Love.
Father Love.
Get your coin purses ready and throw them on stage.
The paladin.
I love
It's like
Blake.
the worst.
The paladin
It's
robe.
like the worst. It's like the worst non-stripper opening act at a strip club you've ever seen. But in that, it's what makes it amazing. Like, Anyway, we cut to the morning. With, I imagine, the three of you meeting up at the house.
Shango looking very confused and disturbed.
Is everything
Hey,
I assume you guys are going to be meeting at the manor.
A little bit of shoulder shuffling going on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yep, we're meeting at the manor.
Thank you.
To the manor.
So you guys meet at the manor, probably in the temple. Your little, well, it's not really a temple. It's more of like a prayer room. This is the room dedicated to Cord and, well, kind of, there's a spot for all of you to kind of put, you know, the deities that you fancy. Or there's, as a standard, it probably would have been all the prime deities probably have at least. They'll probably have one big shelf against the wall, and each of the prime deities' holy symbols are there. I don't know if everyone else is invited or not. I will leave that to the three of them because they've been the ones. Is this something that you kind of go around and tell everybody, hey, come watch this, Toss or Fike or Shango, or do you guys just keep it to yourselves?
Oh no, this is fucking private as shit for Fike. Like, he is not inviting anybody else.
Yeah. I don't feel like it's in. Yeah, I don't feel like it's in my power to invite other people. Not my place to make this public.
So it's up to you, Cortanus. Do you tell the others about this, or do you just?
Wait, did they make the wish yet?
No, not yet.
No, that's the thing. Also, nobody else knows that they're going to make the wish.
Nope.
Yeah.
They've just been talking about it to this point, Noxus.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But, Kratos is of the idea that this is still Fike's wish, and what he does with it probably shouldn't. I don't know if he'd think that there'd be debate about it otherwise. So she's leaving that up to him.
All right. So the three of you gather in. We'll say this is maybe after you left for Amon, Noxus.
Okay.
So you're already in Amon. You already asked Bureau to send you to Amon, and he did so. As you come to the temple, the three of you, early in the morning, the next day after your performance, a little bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, you all come into the chapel. Or, I don't know about chapel, but like your little room where the different shrines to the prime deities is, with some private like meditation areas and stuff for praying or meditating areas. As I would probably say, who do we think would be the last one to show up? Probably Kurtanis. I have a feeling Shango and Fike might be there before she is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
Yeah, well,
probably.
it depends. Yeah, she probably would have been up early, but still just, like, needing to go through the morning, like, sword routine just to focus her thoughts. And kind of doing some of the meditation techniques Shango taught her so far.
Yeah, Shango, when you throw the coins on the stage, just aim for the feet, not the face. Just letting you know for next time.
Coin seems to be a rather odd thing to throw.
You're supposed to make it...
Could there be some sort of, softer material?
Yeah, you probably invent a currency that's lighter than coins, but we don't have one in this time era, so gold pieces.
Maybe they exchange for a lot of various mushrooms there were in the Underdark. Some of them are softer, but yet solid enough to form coin replicas.
You come into this conversation, the middle of this conversation, Kurtanis.
Coin replicas? Good morrow. What is this about
Good morning.
replicas?
Oh, apparently people want to have coins thrown at them, but not at them. And I don't.
Yeah,
I think the father's.
I doth not understand looking at Fike because he's just studying
Me
through
neither.
Me.
Why aren't people throwing coins at you? Still awkward saying you.
It's a non sequitur. It doesn't matter.
All right. So how doth this all work?
Okay. Well, Shango, stand behind Katanas, please. And Katanas, stand facing me. And if you could, please unsheath your blades.
Right. I'm gonna carefully take them out and keep them at her side.
You pull them out, and the what have now become familiar to you blades, the yin and yang representation of nature. The nature's boon, which is a brilliant shimmering mithril blade. The pommel, a bunch of growing roots that come with a fist guard. The nature's wrath, the jagged, volcanic, sharp stone-like blade that looks like it all chipped off its spots that would almost leave a ripping cut. And the cold black iron and marble handguard at the bottom, with that slight, almost imperceptible vibration that they have when you have them pulled out. You can see the pommel of nature's boon, the roots almost kind of like writhing and growing a little bit on the handle.
Is Shango wearing his breastplate?
I would imagine so. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. It's kind of, you're just like in town. So would you really have your
Yeah. No, probably not around the house. And we're not out adventuring.
Yeah.
All right. I take the symbol of Zarin Ray and I wrap the prayer beads around my hand, and I just stare Cortanus in the eyes, and I go, "Are you ready?"
I shall ever be, I suppose.
I cast Wish.
How would you like to word your wish?
I wish that Pernell of House Rosen to be free from her bonds from the Builder and the Deck of Many Things, that her debt is paid, and her mind and body are free to shape her own destiny, to be unharassed by the passage of time, sickness or disease, magical or not, that she is free to do as she wishes. And with this, I hold your oath filled.
Alrighty. You watch as the slightly glowing blue energy of like a crescent moon or a waning moon on your wrist, the light almost kind of like lifts up off of your wrist and begins to and shoots over towards Cortanus, surrounding her. You feel your muscles tense and tighten, Cortanus, as you are lifted up off the ground, this blue light swirling around you. And you feel in the back of your mind, almost at like your brainstem, a connection like sever. Shango, you feel a similar feeling in the back of your mind. There's a brilliant flash of bright white light in the room pouring out the windows, and you're almost blinded for a second, Fike and Shango, as you turn and put your hands up to guard yourselves, and you fall collapsing to the ground, Cortanus, landing on your knees. Let me...
During this, there's like a whole mix on my face between part like agony, so to say, like fear, part content and anticipation. Just a little bit of everything.
Da-da-da-da-da. All right, which this will produce after during that week, after during that stretch, each time you. All right, so roll a D100, Fike. 56. Okay.
Don't worry, ready.
Yeah, I figured he did. So you get knocked on your ass. Your body is just racked. You feel like you did after the fight with the Drider. Like you are just exhausted. If you cast any spells until you finish a long rest, you're going to take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. The damage can't be reduced or prevented in any way. In addition, your strength score drops to 3. If it isn't 3 or lower already, so your strength score drops to 3 for the next
No, he's
6
very
days.
strong.
For the next 6 days. For each of those days that you spend resting and doing nothing more than light activity, your remaining recovery time decreases by 2 days. And you suffer 3 points of exhaustion. Which means that you have a disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Your speed is halved and disadvantage on ability checks. However, Kurtanis, you are no longer bound to the deck. In your mind, you hear an echo of Melora's voice. Protect the untamed wilderness of the realm from exploitation and destruction. Slay abominations and other dark mockeries of nature. Embrace and respect the savage nature of the world. Exist in harmony with it.
Slight nod at that, and then just kind of like look up, and then look down at the blades, back up, and notice.
The blades look different.
Oh. How so?
They have a vibration to them as you have appeared to awakened the blades. The nature's boon. The pommel is no longer writhing roots, but it looks like a giant blooming rose, red rose. The blade is made of brilliant platinum, and there is scrawling of ivy running up it, and at the tip, a brilliant sun shining down on the pommel, and ivy grows up the blade. Nature's Wrath is a Nature's Wrath is Nature's Wrath. The pommel looks like a giant snowflake that is made out of pure crystalline ice. The blade is a black, reflective, almost onyx material with the edges sharpened to a fine white edge. Both blades go to a +2 to attack and damage rolls. Nature's Wrath does an additional 1d4 cold damage. Nature's Boon does an additional 1d4 radiant damage. And once per day, the wielder can cast Commune with Nature, requiring no material components.
Huh. Well, remember to update that. But first things first. Well, that's a little surprising.
Like it's just full tears, just like smile, like half smirk, and just like full tears streaming down his face.
Like, looking slightly over that because Shango's behind her, so the first thing she sees is, are they all right, Fike? Are you all right?
I believe this was quite taxing on me. Shango, if you wouldn't mind assisting me, getting me into bed, it'd be much appreciated.
But of course. And I'll
I can help.
I'll step to one side of like helping him up.
Yeah, she go to the other side,
Give it like
his shoulder,
yeah.
and kind of look over at Shango and.
I'm giving like a couple of sheepish glances, but whenever I notice Katana's look at me, I'll like look away again.
Carry him to his room.
I believe I'm not strong enough to walk. Oh God.
But
Yeah, he's leaving a lot of weight onto
all the way, like my feet dragging across the floor.
Cortez just kind of like chuckles to herself. Of course not. You are very strong.
The awakened form of nature's boon and nature's wrath.
No. Yeah. Number one, put those away first, and then help out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll bet him down.
Thank you, Fike.
Yeah.
Great service you have done.
If you wouldn't mind, Shango, just tell the madams I won't perform any miracles for the next few days. I'm
and glancing between them.
First.
Thank you. I believe sleep is a requirement now for me, so if you guys don't mind, please. And I kind of just like point towards the door very sheepishly.
Like, get the fuck out of my room.
Yeah. The first second she's gonna reach out and like put a hand on his forearm as he's laying there, and I doth not know how to repay you, but again, thank you. I'm glad to be able to stay longer.
Be right back, guys. Sorry.
Yep. And then she'll turn and go.
As he falls asleep, you don't even know if he catches all of that, Cortanus, but he looks pretty wrecked.
If he doesn't have his message bracelet on, I'll just put it next to his hand or his head. It's like the what's the button called? The nurse button in the hospital.
Yeah.
The call button for the nurse.
Make sure it's in reach.
There you go.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's jump to Bureau, Knox, or Seau. Is there any conversations you wished to have had over that 3-month downtime?
Yeah,
before Knox is left.
Yeah, so while we were doing some sparring and training, I would have approached Seau and asked him more about that nightmare he had when he asked me to play him a lullaby and that kind of thing.
Do I just say or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, man, had a kind of messed up past. You want the short story or you want the long story?
Whatever you're willing to tell me, friend. I'm here for a story.
What am I, man? I'm asking a bard if he wants a short story. Well, I used to be part of a mercenary group called the Crimson Blades. We were pretty good dealing with magical threats like rogue wizards, anybody using magic, and some beasts. We came across the town that we didn't have enough intel, but they had told us that there was a town that was being invaded by a deathlock, and we didn't get enough intel on it, so I refused to take my team because I was actually a lieutenant in this. Captain, his name is Captain Tyrannus. He's kind of a tool, and he instructed me to take my team in, and I refused because we weren't prepared. And I didn't want to send them into something where everybody's just going to die. So he demoted me and raised his sergeant, and the sergeant had no problems doing that. And he took the army in, and it was basically a slaughter. They all got slaughtered, and the only one that made it back happened to be my brother. He ended up bleeding out, so I ended up having to leave him for dead because there was a swarm of them coming our way. Afterwards, I pretty much punched Tyrannus, quit the military, and ended up here. So
That's tough, friend. I have my own experience with having had left somebody behind. I understand a bit of that pain. I'm sorry you lost your brother.
we'll see. That's the thing. We came across Tyrannus a while back. After we slaughtered his men, he said something that stuck with me. That he claimed that my brother was still alive, so I've been trying to find him.
Do you know where to look for him?
I have no idea where he would be. That's why I figured if I could get someone's help or a higher power's help, then maybe I could exactly pinpoint where he's at.
That's, do you know how he could possibly have survived such a thing?
I don't know. For all I know, he could be lying. And I asked Percy for help, but I think that we haven't been able to find him from last I heard.
Well, if you can pass along a description of him to me, I can certainly try to keep my ear to the ground for any word. And certainly if you need any help and I can be of aid, let me know.
Okay, and say I was gonna stand absolutely still, be like, okay, look. Because they're twins.
Okay.
It's the best description I got, man.
All right. Well, I've got a good sense of what you look like, so I'll let you know if I hear anything.
He might be shaggier, but I don't know. Like I said,
Well,
I
if he's out
appreciate
there, I'm
your
sure we'll
help.
find him.
What exactly happened to you?
That's a story for another day. But
I see.
I was in a tough patch, and I tried to save her, and I don't think there was anything to save when I was teleported away. I'll just leave it at that.
Alright, I won't press right now. Whenever you're ready, man.
Appreciate that.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
I like to think they just both literally said fist bump and didn't actually fist bump.
High five. High five. Are you guys saying
Wait,
high five?
we were supposed to bump. I don't think we did that right, man.
That's how people do it, right?
I think that's how they do it in Wildmill.
Oh, okay.
You're muted, Bill.
Ha! How about that? So, Noxus, it sounds like... Is there any other conversations that need to be had?
Can I find Noxus before he disappears to Ema?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily a one-on-one. Just whenever I see him, I don't care if there's people around. So it
Yeah.
could be like over dinner or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out dinner, that's good.
Yeah.
So most of the time, if you guys are noticing, Noxus like looks defeated a lot. He feel like you could see like a sense of uselessness. So even like when he sits at the table, it's just like he's slunched. He's not as tall. He's very slouched and hunched over.
It's gonna make this even more interesting. Yeah, I'll sit down across from Noxus, and eventually look at him. It's like, Noxus, you have shown some great abilities. I was hoping a help could be done to me. I am looking for someone I have not seen in a long time. Yet you've shown abilities to look at things from far away.
I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but what the fuck? And he'll pull out his he'll like reach into the bag and pull out the crystal ball, and he'll sit and he'll be like, "All right, who do you want me to find?"
Remind me real quick out of character. There was this last time when you woke up and you couldn't cast Eldritch Blast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, forgot about that. Anyways, I'll start doing a minor illusion of well, to you he's like a human with bronze skin, bald hair, a big like white bushy beard, sort of like the opposite of Shango, right? Shango's clean shaven, they have the white long hair, and he's like bald but white long hair. Somewhat similar facial features.
Similar
to
facial
Shango.
features.
Yeah, to Shango, but as I said, human. He doesn't have the blue. He has like a dark bronze skin. Pretty slender build. Has like the like earth tone ropes on, and a wooden staff in his hands. For Bill, I'm basically describing what I remember my dad looking like before he left.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, I got a good look of him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything of personal on you of him? I mean, it might help. I mean, I don't even know if I can do this, but do you have anything that he had?
Do you have anything of his, Shango?
No. I don't have anything.
No.
Of
All right.
personal possession.
Well, let's give this a shot. And he will try and cast Scry.
So you take out the crystal ball and sit in the way that you usually do on the floor. And that arcane power or light that surrounds the crystal ball and usually lifts it up out of your hands, it just doesn't, nothing happens.
Yep. Figured as much. And he'll put the ball back.
Still not working.
In like your pouch.
Too many people were talking.
Sorry. I was just asking her whether it's still not
I don't know
working.
who to answer first.
She just said still not working, question mark.
Performance anxiety. I'm asleep.
With that, Noxus will grab a chair and he will throw it against the wall.
Make a strength check. Yeah. You grab a chair by like the back where you would lean your back against and just chuck it against the stone wall, and it just splinters into a bunch of pieces. And you guys watch as Friday and Jarvis come over and start cleaning it up.
Instinctively, I jump up and take 3 steps back. I apologize, Noxus. I might have overstepped.
It's not your fault. I just want to help.
And you will. And you can. It is certainly not entirely without my doing that you have found yourself in this situation.
I could have chosen to take the crown. I made the choice.
And a
This
good
is not
choice.
on you.
A very good choice that it was. I, Percy, certainly, the whole Council of Whitestone, the great Rob Zeresco, and the Stormlord himself are all proud of your choice. We shall find the way for you.
There are other ways, Noxus. Other ways to be strong, other ways to be useful. You're always useful to us.
Indeed.
We are a team, correct?
Yeah. Just having a really hard time seeing how I can be useful.
I have spent a large amount of time thinking the same thing, but there are ways, I assure you. You shall find yours.
And he'll kind of look at his hand and just stare at it for a little bit and kind of look up and I wonder what my mom would think of this. Would she think I'm an abomination now?
Most certainly not. I am convinced she would be proud of the person you are and you have become. And the service you have put on to Tal'Darai.
Well, one can hope.
There is hope.
You don't really know my mom too well, and let's just say my mom's pretty high maintenance. Has an image, you know. If you don't live up to that image, sweet lady, but high standards.
I do not see what higher standard you could have accomplished.
Let's hope she sees it that way.
To Iman, I hope to travel soon. I've heard a great city it is. I believe many answers can be found there to many questions. Plenty.
Do
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
do you know? And he'll kind of stop before he asks. Never mind. And he'll start to kind of walk away, and he'll put his hand on Shango's shoulder and be like, "Sorry, I wasn't able to help. Maybe next time."
Yeah.
And he'll start walking to the backyard.
No need to be sorry. I'm sure there will be. And I look a little confused over to Cotanus. Question he did not wish to voice?
I could insight it, maybe, but I don't know.
Make an insight check.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You can both make an insight check. You guys can both make an insight check, I guess.
Yeah.
I can find my character sheet. Where is it?
That's a pretty good roll there, Cortanus.
She got good insight.
There it is.
17. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint. Noxus is a pretty charismatic person. So when he wants to keep something secret, he usually can. But you don't get the sense that he was really hiding anything. You get the sense he was pretty much telling you exactly how he felt. He's feeling kind of useless. It's like yesterday I was a superhero and today I can't do all the stuff that I used to be able to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Because we were trying to figure out what the end of that question might have been. From what we know.
I don't know, Noxus. I'd leave that up to you if you think they would have gotten it based on their roles, depending on how. I'll leave it up. You can tell them what you feel they picked up. I'll leave it as that.
Okay. I would say that it is. Have you ever been on the edge of like your heart is beating fast and you're about to ask a question that you've never said out loud, or say something you've never said out loud, but it's always been internalized, and you finally are about to say it, but then there's that moment where you take a step back before you take the leap. That is the feeling you get.
Gotcha.
There you go. Probably a few days later, you go find B Arrow to go to Amon, Noxus?
Yeah. When is this like before? Like around what time of year is this?
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Noxus, you said you wanted to leave before Winter's Crest. You wanted to leave.
I wanted to get there at least a week or two before them, just for time's sake, or a month, whatever you deem is good, just to have time for Noxus to go to the Platinum Dragon Sanctuary or their monastery on his own and kind of do his own thing, and rather than bring the group in card, like he feels like I'm being a burden right now. I need to go find myself.
Okay, so you guys had all, from what, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but from you guys had all kind of decided as a group that you were going to head to Amon after Winter's Crest?
I believe so. Or at least...
Right?
I think we all wanted to fight.
Shango had something he wanted to do there.
Yeah, I was like,
I mean, you guys haven't... I guess I'm saying if now's the time if you want to have a conversation, but you guys really haven't had the conversation about... You haven't legit, like, just straight up said, hey, I want to go compete in this God's Brawl thing yet. Like, I don't believe you've actually just, like, straight up said that yet.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
I mean, I might be forgetting that conversation, but I don't remember that conversation taking place.
I think Bureau's the only one who knows about it.
I mean, you guys were asking a lot of questions about it.
Yeah.
So you guys learned about what it is from Biero, but no one has said, like, hey, I want to go do this.
Yeah, it's pretty clear, like, from I think it was the first or second day when we had the family dinner that Shango talked with Biero, that he's super excited about the day of challenging in God's Roll. It doesn't take much to conclude, he wants to go.
Cortellus knows entirely about that, so...
Yeah.
Essentially, right now, it's shortly after Embertide. You guys have probably got, like, a couple weeks until Winter's Crest, and that's when Noxus is planning on leaving, unless you guys have a conversation about, well, we all want to go to Amon. So basically, this is what's the plan? I'll give you guys some time to figure out what exactly you're going to.
If you have that conversation with Noxus, I will say you could convince him to wait, and
so
you
that's
all
up
could
to
go
you
together.
guys. So maybe a couple days after you, so maybe Shango. I'll set the, I'm the DM, set the scene. It sounds like you guys want to have that conversation, so maybe it's like a couple days after you had the asking the scry interaction. Flake has had a couple days to rest. He's feeling a little bit better. He's still not at 100%, but he's not sleeping all day. He pretty much had a weekend where he just like didn't leave his room for the weekend and just didn't do fuck all. But like,
those are great weekends.
I have one of those forever.
And then I got high.
Yeah, essentially.
And then I got high.
Smoke coming out from
but Shango, Cortanus, you guys probably get the word to the rest of the party, like, hey, we need to have a conversation. So it's a couple days after that interaction with the scrying Noxus, and Shango and Cortanis call like a house meeting. We'll say probably Cortanis, Fike, and Shango haven't spilled the beans on what's going on with Cortanis yet either.
Yeah.
You do notice a couple of you do notice her blade look different. But you guys, there's like a midday meal where you guys are all decided you're going to have this meeting. So everyone kind of piles in. Biero is probably the last one to show up. He's always fashionably late. And Jarvis and Friday have prepared a delicious lunch. It's starting to get pretty cold out, and it's a delicious BLTs with a tomato bisque.
Ooh, solid foods, my favorite.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And
Where's that jar full of mayo?
you guys never purchased. You guys did not purchase
We
it.
didn't get the alchemy check.
You did not get the alchemy
Oh.
jug.
Yeah.
By
We're
the
still
way,
making the mayo. It takes time.
Mayo is the name of Nox's horse.
I have a horse.
Did already.
Yeah, you guys all have horses.
I'm
You have 6 horses that
renaming-
pull your carriage.
I'm renaming
You know-
Nox's horse specifically
Well,
Mayo because
except
Mayo.
you
name.
guys didn't. You guys haven't gone out to the stable to check, but none of them are there.
Oh no!
So they're all gone.
Stolen.
We'll do this.
Fuck
We'll
yeah.
do it this way. Actually, throughout at some point during the downtime, a representative from the chamber comes, delivers a missive that explains to you that the horses were taken because they were not being properly cared for, and as opposed to them being left to die in the stables, the city confiscated them. And if you would like them back, you can pay your fine for animal neglect of 500 gold pieces if you promise to hire stable hands that will properly care for horses when you are not there to do so yourself.
Mike, we've been horse scammed.
Fred.
We've been horse
Damn
scammed.
it.
We've been on scammed.
It is we who are the horse.
No, essentially your neighbors called animal
Yeah.
services on you guys
Yeah.
because
Friday, Jarvis. We
They
have
can't
to
leave the
get
house!
word.
They can't
they,
leave the house!
can't, they
One
can't
jar.
leave the house. The stables are separate from the
Even
house.
the
They're
garden.
Thank God the neighbors don't know anything about my dead snake in the fucking the lab.
Those luckily were in the basement and no one knew about that.
Thank God.
But the
The last
horses
thing
started getting restless after a few days of not being
Oh my
fed.
God.
The last thing I wanted was animal cruelty in this game, and we got it. So this is it's a thumbs up.
Oh,
Well, how much does it take to get an unseen servant for the stables? I have to spell
Or you
now.
could just hire people.
Nah.
Let's stop enchanting. Let's not enchant everything.
if they
Do I-
learn
do I-
anything,
But-
then we have
but
to kill
magic.
them.
No, the magic. The magic.
Yes, we're
We want
making
the magic.
glue.
We want the magic.
You also wouldn't work the unseen servant because remember you have to enchant it with inside a domicile, and whatever this caretaker for the horses would have to be able to take them out, let them, lead them out of the stables, let them run, get exercise, feed them. You can't just do all you need to do for the horse inside the building. You have to be able to take them out of the
Okay, so-
building.
We get one for the stables
I'm
and
gonna
then
burn
one for the fields.
Can I kill
Again.
Shango, please?
Again, an unseen servant enchantment needs to be inside of a building because it has
Man.
boundaries. It can't. It's
Magic and its stupid rules.
I know I'm
Maybe
super
we
weak.
get the garden though.
Maybe we could ask Percy for someone.
We're not asking for the love of. Oh God, do I have my strength back? I want to be able to fight.
well, I mean, it's not all the way back, but
Yeah.
I still have it. I still have a dex
So,
of 20. I can
if
still.
you guys-
Him and then you hurt your hand.
if you guys would like to hire a stable hand or a stable boy or girl, it is not that expensive.
Stable person.
It's
We also wait. Before we do that, do we still have the 100 gold pieces to pay animal cruelty?
You were
500?
fined
No.
500 gold pieces.
We do not.
Yeah, no.
I don't think we do. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure we just
or
barely
3,000
have.
A
or 3,000
skilled
gold from the platinum.
a skilled hireling, which is what this would be, is 2 gold pieces per day. So if you guys wanted to pay them in advance by the month or the year or the whatever, you could pay them however you like, but to hire a stable person to look after your animals and mounts would be 2 gold pieces a day. It is the living wage in Whitestone.
Minimum payment. Minimum wage.
It's not the minimum. You could try to negotiate them down, but like the average for this type of labor, the average skilled laborer gets 2 gold pieces a day.
So we pay 500 for the fine, and then like 3 months in advance, which would be.
You don't really have to pay the 500. Percy absolves you of it because of your status. But a stern letter. You receive a stern letter.
To be fair, we weren't expecting to be that long.
Percy, in his history, understands how as life as an adventurer can be difficult with owning mounts.
Yeah, Percy, out of character.
Anyone who's seen campaign 1, he essentially gives you guys a warning this time.
Woo!
So long as you agree to hire someone to care for the horses if you intend to keep them.
Well, I'm just going through campaign 2 right now, where they are like on their 5th set of mounts or something.
Yeah, they were worse in campaign 1. They were worse in campaign.
I really just wait. Is everybody caught up? I don't want to.
I am.
Campaign 2.
We bought horses and they were eaten by harpies.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like they got them on the mounts. A lot of nonsense.
Well, screw that. If you're watching this campaign, you gotta expect some spoilers. It's based in the world that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Regardless,
3 months. We pay 3 months in advance, so that would be what, about 180.
So a month is approximately 30 days, give or take.
Yeah. So 60 gold a month. So
60 gold a month. It would be. So if you want to pay 3 months in advance, it would be
180 gold.
It would be 180 gold.
Yeah. Okay. I'd say we do that.
All right, let's create an NPC together.
Oh boy.
Time.
Here we go.
I'm looking for a young boy.
Oh yeah, what funny voice can we make Bill do today?
Young boy.
Oh, Master.
Somebody roll.
No, you make it like Wesley, because he's a farm boy.
Somebody roll a D100.
His name's Wesley.
I don't care who. Anybody.
53.
53.
My D100 was higher, just saying.
Oh, excuse me.
Put him away.
53. It is a human. Somebody roll another D100. If it's 50 or below, it's a man. If it's 51 or higher, it's a woman.
Female. 55. Or
for your stable girl. And we're going to roll... we're going to go with... I need one more D100.
Boop.
70. Lucia is her name. Lucia, your stable girl, who you hire to look after your horses.
And she sounds like...
She sounds like an average person, an average human girl. She just...
What's an average human girl sound like?
Dance, monkey, dance for us.
I'm streaming this shit.
So, Lucia, She is, an average West or White Stonian, pale skin, light colored hair, gray eyes. She's relatively athletic build. She deals with large animals all the time,
She sounds like a valley girl,
she's
right?
more than happy.
That's how that works.
She does not sound like a valley girl. She sounds like an average denizen of Whitestone. She's happy to look after your horses for you. There is other services she can perform. She can train them to be more comfortable with barding. She can also keep other animals should you desire to keep such things.
She has so
goats,
many
pigs.
dressage awards. So many.
Yes. She's also, you can pay for what she gets. She's also skilled at crafting, leatherworking for like bits, bridles, saddles. She can upkeep all of that stuff for you as well. And she is happy to. There's a little area off stable that she can turn into like a little apartment, and she's happy to stay there. Off the main house.
Yay.
All right.
Hooray, we're not murdering any animals. Yay! Any more
All
animals?
right. So you guys
Yet.
gather for your delicious lunch after having dealt with your animal situation.
Make sure we pay her.
Somebody mark off the gold, I guess,
Who's marking off the gold?
or the platinum or whatever. But you guys all arrive. It was 180 gold pieces, right? Yeah. So
Got it.
18 platinum pieces.
Oh, 18 platinum pieces. Got it.
Yeah, because math.
Yay.
However, you guys gather for this meeting, this family meeting. Bureau, the last one to show up as he's fashionably late to most things. Everyone sits and your food is served. Shingo's internet's lagging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear like half.
Looking.
But anyway, you have the attention of the house, Shango, as you're meeting about, wanting to go to Amon and do whatever conversations you guys need to have or planning you need to do. Would someone like to start?
Hey, Sayar, you were showing a lot of interest in the Gods Brawl last time we talked. Is that something you're really interested in?
Yeah, I mean, I think I might be able to do pretty good in that. Have any ideas who would be a champion for?
Well, I think that's a question for who you feel most akin to. But when I used to watch the Brawl, I always was a fan of Cord's team.
This is most fortuitous. That is precisely what we were wishing to speak to you all about. And yeah, there you go, Shango. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it works right now. So yeah, essentially, like we'll see how long it holds.
Yep, good.
Yep.
Yeah. Court the Stormlord is the one to compete for in the Gods Brawl.
We were discussing kind of like how it worked. Like there's kind of like there's only one team or whatnot, or one
Yeah, so Bureau explained to you guys previously that there are essentially two competitions. There are the team competitions and the individual competitions. Each temple is represented by one person in the individual competition and one team in that competition. It takes place all in one day over the course of a day. There have been instances of champions competing as individuals and part of a team, but they are few and far. It's like, how often do you get, for those of you who understand sports, like you don't often get a Bo Jackson who can, do professional football and baseball at the same time. Like,
And be a
and
bad
not only and not only do it, but be an all-star in both games.
Yeah.
So that's that's like how common it is. Like how often does someone win the Triple Crown in horse racing? Like, it's not.
That happens all the time.
No, it really doesn't. As a matter of fact, the guy before, like the one somebody did like 10 years ago, the last time somebody did it before that was like 30 years. So, yeah, it doesn't really happen a lot. But he also explained to you that in order to compete, you have to be representing one of the temples in town. The temples and deities that are represented are Lawbearer, the Platinum Dragon, the Dawnfather, the Stormlord, the Wild Mother, and the Matron of Ravens, all as well as now Sarenrae, and the Changebringer, the Knowing Mistress, and the Arkheart all have representatives that compete. The majority of the temple don't take it as seriously as some of the other temples. Like the two that take it the most seriously are the Platinum Dragons, the Bahamut and Kord's temple, and they tend to kind of trade the championship back and forth each year. Yeah, and each temple has a different way of choosing who's going to represent them in the Gods Brawl.
Shall we compete as a team?
If we mean to join, that seems the wisest course.
No, we also have to do whatever test that allows their temple for us to represent them.
Indeed.
And
I'm in.
If we're going to pick Cord, I assume there's going to be some pre-fight to fighting the fight, which will be fun.
Noxus kind of shrinks, so he's not seen.
Such the custom. Are you comfortable with representing the Stormlord in the day of challenging?
Would I kind of recognize that Nox is trying to hide?
I mean, yeah, his body language has been kind of giving off this for a while now, so...
He's a big boy. Noxus is like...
Yeah, and he's not exactly easy to hide. He's like 7 feet tall. He's like the size of Shaquille O'Neal.
How tall is everybody?
You're taller than... I think the next closest person to you is like 6 feet tall. And you're like
he's
almost...
6'5".
Yeah, so...
So whoever is 6 foot, he is slouching like close to almost their height. That's how defeated he's been looking. I mean, it's not physically super possible, but just to give you an idea.
And Nox.
Yeah.
Well, I've been meaning to give you this. I thought it might be kind of cool in your hands. And I'll hand him the firebrand sword.
He'll hesitantly take it. And
I'm kind of curious to see what fire and poison gas can do.
Take pride, friend. Your sword skills have definitely improved. I'm sure you can hold your own in a fight.
It's true.
Yes, you were fucking awful, and now you're very, very skilled.
Mike.
Shall not be able to do this without you.
By the way, Fike is eating like off the plate, like all the way down, like can't get the food to his mouth, so he's bringing his head to the food. Like, so fucking weak.
Does Fike get to distribute anti-inspirations?
Yeah. Katanas looks a little like sorry about like the way Fike is, a little cringed about that. She feels bad about that.
You feel great, Cortanus. I mean, you're chipper.
It feels bad for him, but
yeah. Physically, I mean,
yeah, this is
got a spring in your step.
Sunshine and lollipops, a rainbow.
Yeah.
Fike, what's your passive perception?
I think it's like 16 or 15.
We're both 15. Yeah, Fike and I have the highest.
The comment you made hurt his feelings, and you saw it.
Yeah, that's why she said it.
Except you'd still have 1 point of exhaustion left, so you'd be at disadvantage.
That's true. This is more like
Hey,
passive.
even if it's just passive, that's just what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, just for Anyway,
Yeah.
you're handed this sword, Noxus, and it's well made, and you've seen him use it on the battlefield before, so you know what it does.
Noxus, you will bring the sword to the fight with us, will you not? Part of this team you are. Your support we need.
I do want to go to Amman, but
I'll take that as a yes.
And I'm the dick!
Yes, Spike, you are a dick.
Yeah.
but I don't want to fight. I thank you for the sword. I mean, I still have my wands. And that doesn't stop me from using magic. It's just there's something I need to do.
We would still
Any assistance or
keep
help?
you from that.
Any assistance or help you require, please do not hesitate to speak.
Of course.
We can help you however you need.
I need to go to a temple. And not just to get healed, but to find something.
Thomas puts hands on her swords and just kind of gives a nod at that.
So if we're gonna go, that's why I'm going.
Let's not be both, eventually. Would you consider it?
We will see.
That is all I would ask for.
As I am right now, yeah, I'm good with a sword, but I don't have the confidence to fight. Fighting with you guys and training is one thing. I don't have the confidence to fight in front of people. Hell, I don't even have the confidence to show you guys my arm.
There's a point of recognition in Shango's face about the not having the confidence.
But Nox, we already fought in front of people. Coliseum.
That's when I had a lot more behind me.
That kind of hurts, sir. That kind of hurts.
Still behind you, we are. Well,
It's my own abilities. It's not yours. It's me.
Yep.
I don't doubt you.
Then,
I doubt me.
Then try not to doubt this. We believe you have the worth and the strength to stay with us. We hope you would understand that. Believe in us who believes in you!
As everybody's like saying like encouraging things,
You're
for
stronger
Nox,
than the
I pull out my lute and start playing an inspiring tune.
Yeah. So, shall we leave early for Iman to take care of other business?
Before this winter's crest you all have been speaking of. She looks a little, like, worried by that.
Wait. How many days before Wintercrest is it?
You got like a week until Winter Crest.
Trying to
And
remember
then from Winter's Crest to the day of challenging, you've got like a month and a week. Actually, you've got like a month and a half from Winter's Crest to the day of challenging.
I said Noxus's was 5 days before the Bahamut Day, right?
You hadn't decided what day he was leaving. Embertide is already come and gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Talking about his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Your birthday's on Embertide?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I didn't write it down, that's why.
Oh, I don't remember.
You said it was on, Platinum Dragon Day, right?
Which is Embertide, I believe.
Embertide.
So...
Yeah.
What is Embertide?
Embertide is the 5th day of Duskar, which is the month that you are currently in.
And it's already passed.
Yeah.
Friday, quickly, make a cake.
It's like, right now,
None of you know that. None of you know that, though.
Yeah. It's like the 12th of Duskar right now.
Yeah, Kratos was just asking whether people want to stay for that or not before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Nox really doesn't have a connection to it, so no.
Looking around the others.
And I hear...
As long as I finished up my enchanting, I'm quite sure where in the downtime we are right now. Let's look at track. We are like
you would have,
a couple months in, right?
You were planning to have finished your enchanting by Winter's Crest, so you've got like a week of enchanting to do. Yeah.
Yes. Once the work on the enchanting is finished and completed, I am happy to go to Iman.
I still need a few days of rest.
I'm ready to go if anybody else wants to. I mean, I kind of prefer to go now.
Kratos looks a little bit worried at that and then just kind of abruptly stands up. If that is the case, wait a moment. And then she just kind of runs out of the room and back to her room. Do the thing I was talking to you about before, Bill.
Okay.
So yeah. Go for it.
While she's gone, does anybody have conversations about wanting to leave now or later?
If you want me to, I can go with you, but I need to get a quick weapon replacement.
I'm not in a hurry to go, but if you need some help, I'm happy to join.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Well, Bureau, if you go with them, you wouldn't be able to. If you're going, everyone would have to go because your ticket there. Anyway.
Or I'd have to burn several castings.
Yeah.
You can't leave without us.
Oh no.
Well, probably, maybe it's best if I stay behind to bring the rest when it's time to go.
But you could send them ahead. However, it would use, one of your material components that you got for the casting.
Yep.
At that point, you see Cortanis come back into the dining room with arms full of...
I was like, mostly not so much arms full of, but just like her hand is holding a few what look like little trinket pendants on chains. Just kind of that look very kind of like avant-garde art. Like it's got like they're in various shapes and with like green and occasional blue color on them. Might have noticed like on the downtime she was gone for every so often. And then she kind of holds these out and walks to the table. I had heard that Winter's Crest is supposed to, part of the ritual is giving gifts to others, and it doth not have much, but I thought perhaps something meaningful would be appropriate. I attempted to make these. I apologize, this may not be entirely accurate to a cartographer's eye, but I doubt there are many, if any, now who would recognize it. So mayhaps this could be considered a shared understanding between us. And she's gonna go to the table, set out each of the pendants, and then start moving them into certain positions. And then you realize they all like form a jigsaw puzzle type thing. And it creates this sort of odd mass that looks kind of like a map, but it's not any map that you probably would have seen in Exandria now. This was the world as I once knew it. This was my kingdom from what I could remember of the map we had at the palace. No one would know it now, but she is going to break up the pieces and then take one of them, kind of sling it over her neck, and then move to each of the group and hand them one of each, going from like Noxus, Fike, Bureau, Seo, ending with Shango. And now, this is my world, for so long as it shall have me. Just kind of nod to each of them.
Wow. Vera looks genuinely touched.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm taking it super excitedly and putting it on right away. This is
What's it made out
delightful.
of? What is the pendant made out of?
Wood.
The material.
She's been carving wood. She's been learning woodcarver's tools.
Yep.
And like little paint, just painted with blues and reds. It doesn't make any sense until you put them together.
Mm-hmm.
Like the blues for like lakes and stuff, and then I am no longer card. Thanks to, and then she's gonna glance over to Fike.
Who is asleep in soup?
Face down.
Drowning! He's drowning!
His head is turned to one side. He's like,
There's little bubbles though. Like
yeah.
God damn it!
Don't let him drown!
Pick that up before
That's
the
amazing.
pendant gets all soupy.
Yeah. His face is all red because it was tomato bisque and...
What happened?
But yeah, Noxus, Bureau, Sao, apparently she just told you that she is no longer a magic item.
How?
Magic item.
When did this happen?
Few days ago. Like gesturing like to Fike again. Probably noticed that he started getting really tired around that time.
I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna
Make
whisper to
perception
Nox.
checks. The three of you make perception checks.
What's he talking about?
Noxus, you notice Let's see if Seau notices. Yeah. Noxus, you and Seau notice that little light tattoo that Fike had on his wrist before is gone.
Hey, you got the tattoo removed.
Like, did you tell Noxus what the tattoo was?
I told
Shango and Cortanas.
and Cortanas.
No, I'm pretty
So
sure you
not
mentioned it
just-
to the rest of us at one point, saying, yeah, we were talking about
yeah.
Draconia coming back and how that was a bad idea. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I did say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so you
Noxus
didn't
would
know
know.
what it was.
So Noxus has a mixed amount of emotions. He's a mixed bag of emotions from that.
Yeah, she kind of notices that and lessens her kind of pleasant expression.
Aw.
Aw.
Biera goes
Hey.
to Fike and says, "You did a good thing, friend," and slaps him on the back, like maybe unnecessarily hard.
Back into the soup.
Now he's
Wakes
drowning.
you up. Actually wakes you up a little bit, Fike.
Fucking, I hate tomatoes. This is bullshit. Who hit me?
Bullshit.
I still have my dexterity. I can still fucking throw shit at you. Don't even start. I still don't know who did it. I'm upset.
Just gonna think a moment, then walk over to Noxus and kind of like reach out to put a hand on his shoulder. If someone like me can receive 2 wishes in one lifetime, then so can you. You deserve it more. I believe that. So do not lose hope or faith.
I am trying not to.
Just hesitantly like pull her hand back.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna wing a fork in a wayward direction.
Okay. It sticks into one of the support beams.
Still got it.
Still got it, baby.
Yeah.
He's the guy from Mystery Men now.
Yep. So what's the plan, guys? When are you leaving for Amman? Are you leaving in 2 separate groups? What's the deal?
And like John said, you could try and convince Noxus to stay, but Noxus is very gung ho on leaving.
I'm gonna start. Someone bring me paper and ink. Well, I'm gonna draw him a map.
Yeah, I'm not trying to keep Noxus to stay, but I need to stay myself to finish the enchanting work for that
You need a-
1 week.
You
or
need
whatever
a
it is.
guide. Since I can't guide you, I'm gonna draw you a map. That's a line.
But me and Nox can
Please
figure it
consider
out.
Until Fike as well.
That's a line. That's another line.
Sao, have you ever been to Amman?
Sao?
Can we hop in secrets real quick?
What?
Can we hop in the secrets real quick?
Sure.
Da-da-don! D&D Beyond, everybody!
Dum dum dum.
Whispers about a mom.
I'm on this.
Oh,
Do you want me to hop in?
I'm so
I'm gonna hang out.
happy.
If they want me, they'll come and get me.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that wish went well. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
That's so far as you know.
Oh, yeah.
So far.
So far.
I'm glad I just
Until
didn't
we
go.
pissed off
I
at
wish.
maybe God. I don't know. I still don't know
Yeah,
what the hell.
so
Bruce
it is.
Cortanas was real. She is real.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't see
Same.
Cortanas age 1,000 years in front of my face and crumble into dust. That's what I'm happy. Like, oh, well, now she's alive in this era, which she shouldn't be in 1,000 years in the future, and just watch her wither away. Yeah, that I'm glad about.
Good job.
I mean, you did word the wish correctly to avoid that. To be fair.
Why?
Okay, they didn't want me, so we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if she's immortal, though. Because, like, the way the wording sounded to me is that there's, like, no passage of time on her at all
shit,
anymore.
No,
So it's
shit,
like,
wait, no.
I was like, oh, look at that. Maybe she's not getting older at all.
I'm a Time Lord.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway.
back to-
So anyway,
Oh.
Nox asks Sayao if he's ever been to Amon before.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually from there.
Oh. Okay. Well, I got a guide right here. You take me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I never really told you.
The betrayal.
Betrayal.
This is when it happens, guys. Split the party. It's gonna happen.
This is the first step in the
everything.
defenders splitting up.
They immediately
This
get
is-
mugged.
This is when Nox dies.
No!
Yeah.
I was working for Tyrannus the whole time.
Fucking hell.
Dun dun dun.
Bosvir walks through the door.
Motherfuckers.
I'm not really Sayo either.
And when he walks in, he goes, "How you do?"
Yeah, it was Buster.
So Nox, Cortanus asks you if you're willing to stay until Fike's ready to go and feeling better, so you can all go together.
Just give me like 2 days. Draw this map, and then everybody will be right as rain.
I
Friday,
understand,
please give me a napkin.
I understand you
I
wish
would-
to go this journey alone, but at least let us support you in it. As long as we can.
Okay, so I will. Can I ask her to make a roll?
Yeah, I mean, she's
Yeah,
she's terrible.
Sure, make a.
So-
I guess it's
so
a
I'll-
persuasion.
Well,
Yeah.
intimidation.
No, not intimidation. No. I was gonna say before, if you just said, "Can you wait?" I would have said probably just make a roll, because after what you said to him about losing hope, like if you didn't say that, I would have said make it a disadvantage. But like you're laying it on thick. I would say he's really considering waiting at the moment.
All right, so make a persuasion check with advantage then.
Yeah.
Good thing you had advantage.
Damn.
All right, 20. Noxus. What does Noxus think?
He'll look at Fike, and he'll look back at you, and he'll look at you dead in your eyes, very serious, and he'll say, "I'm doing this for you, not for him." And he will turn and go up to his room to prepare more and
To be more emo?
to be more emo.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I was gonna say before he goes, be like, that I shall agree to, and she was gonna try to like shake his hand, but they walk.
No, he'll do that. He'll do that, but he won't use his right arm. He'll stick out his left arm.
Yeah, okay.
Can one of us go up and knock on the
Yes, but first I'm going to take a quick pee break, so
Okay,
I'll be
one of
back
us
in
goes-
30 seconds.
Break time.
30 seconds.
I still got one more thing I need to do. I still need to cast Find Familiar.
I need
yeah.
to get a. I need to get a
time.
shield.
Yes.
I was totally
yes. I almost forgot to remind you.
Sayao reminded me instantly. He was on the fucking wall. He's like, "Flight, get shield," and I was like, "Oh,
All right.
I was
dude is
saying
on
one
the
of us
fucking
could
ball."
Oh my gosh.
No.
gosh. So I've been hunting Pinterest to try and find new ideas for like what a sword's gonna look like, and I found this thing, and they look like they're like actual D&D like magic items. They're called snuggle beasts. One looks like a Tarrasque, one looks like an owl bear, one looks like a unicorn, and one looks like a dragon.
What?
It
Yeah,
looks
you
so
get,
freaking cool.
Extra, yeah, you get like an extra 1d8
All right,
from
pee break
sleeping with
over.
it during a long rest.
can one of us
Kind of sort of the thing I was doing.
So
That's where I got the idea
all right.
to buy everybody.
Kill one of
So
us.
I was
Sayao,
just
if you
saying.
want to go knock on it, if you want to go knock on his door, that's up to you.
Well, I was gonna ask if one of us could go knock on the door and be like, "Do you want to go to Ema?"
Fucking
Do you
hell.
want to go to Iman? No.
Oh, yes, you really do.
Okay.
Motherfuckers.
All right.
Hey, boy.
I liked that. That warmed my soul.
So you guys have a week. So it sounds like you guys are leaving after Winter's Crest, and you gave out your presents early for no reason, Cortanis.
Ah, fuck.
Um,
Well, I didn't know the time. So, fine. Early
It fits
presents.
so. It fits so.
She
Yeah.
thinks she ruined Winter's Crest now.
She ruined
Winter's
Winter's
I fucked
Crest.
it up.
Shango, you finished up your enchanting over the next week or so. Fike, you get back to normal after a few more days. You're back to your usual
17 strength, obviously. Yeah.
Of course,
And
yes.
Shingo wanted to do his ritual, his thing.
Yeah,
right?
one more thing I need to do is to cast a Find Familiar at some point throughout the downtime.
Yes, that's easy enough to find. I think it's like 10 minutes to cast or something.
Is it 10 or an hour? I don't know.
Something
Something like that.
He has to be bonded to something at all times.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't be by myself.
Oh, God.
It's just crazy.
Uh,
Uh, casting time is 1 hour. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So just at some point, like I sit down and like.
And you
go
have
through,
to
and I
have
need to
10
do-
gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by fire in
I
a
assume I can-
brass brazier.
I assume I can buy that in the town.
You can easily go to Gilmore's and purchase
Perfect.
magic components. So you spend 10 gold, or do you want to get more than just 10 worth of?
I'll spend the 10 gold from now because I'm really tight on.
All right. And then you can spend another 10 gold on the brass brazier that you need. But that isn't consumed. That you can use over and over and over again.
That one I still have. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll go get that, and then I sit down and cast my ritual. So at some point, the rest of the house will notice that.
Because it smells like incense and stuff.
Yeah, they notice it smells like incense, right?
Yeah.
he's burning incense
and,
in his room. He's having spell time.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm having some me time here, please.
I told you, Mom, stop interrupting when I clean in my room. With my door locked.
It's just like the smell.
And so once I'm done, I'll have my familiar called Zephyr, which is a Tresson. For
Yes.
people not familiar, I threw the link in the chat.
Yes!
A Tressum, yes.
A what?
So-
One of the smartest
I
members
trust him.
of this party now.
Yes. Essentially, a house cat.
It's like
with
a house
wings.
cat with wings, yeah.
Cool.
What kind of cat does it look like?
Smarter than Cortanas.
It. Yeah, I can post a picture of it also in a second that I found. So it's a silver gray fur with some purple bluish markings on it, like a long fur, especially around the face. Who would rather find it?
So it looks like Shango's hair, but with wings.
I'll throw it in the Discord in a second. A nice picture
Yeah,
that I found.
It's got 7 hit points. I could kill it. We're good. Apparently that's the
I-
theme of
Call it
tonight.
happy.
I think the hit points are actually Yeah. So based on that link, there were few changes that we made. So the stats that I found in a different book said it's 2d4, not 2d6 HP.
We'll go with 2d4. So roll 2d4.
Yep.
It's got 5 hit points, this one.
5 hit points.
Every time you create it, you can roll again 2d4
Okay,
for its
roll
hit,
again.
depending on what form it takes.
Yeah.
'Cause you can
Yeah,
cast
so
it again and change its form.
Yeah. You notice that cat appearing at some point, right, and just like strolling through the house every now and then.
Stretches
There's
its wings out.
Yeah, it just brings out. And then there's some moments like throughout the next week or so where, Zephyr does typical cat things. Like she's sitting on a shelf trying to like push her vase off. And I see that and I go, no! And I bamf her out of existence just before she can push it off. Like, no, bad cat.
There's a couple times, Cortanis, where it just brings a dead mouse and drops it at your feet.
It was doing so well. She was so enthralled with this thing, and then that happened.
This thing could have fed the snake.
Nice.
I think
It's like dragony wings, kind of.
I'm going to give back, since I saw Sao give the nice sword to Noxus, I'm going to, one day he's in the training room, I'm just going to wing close shave over his shoulder into one of the target dummies.
Oh, his old +1 battle axe.
But now it just has a bunch of like very colorful ribbons around the handle, like all the way down. Fike had to make it his own.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do we ever decide which one of us gets that javelin?
Last I knew, you had it, Cortanus.
No,
it is a strength-based. It is a strength-based weapon. Yeah, it is a strength-based weapon.
Strength-based weapon. So yeah, probably for Sao. But Cortanus will thank Viero, given that Fike passed along the information.
Mm-hmm.
More than once.
More than once.
At least 4 times.
No, 3.
Yeah.
3.
But okay, so you get a javelin of lightning as well.
All the days come early.
It's like Hanukkah. You give a bunch of presents every year.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Manner.
I gave Cortanus a book.
Mm-hmm.
Biro gave her Javelin of Lightning. One of them is obviously better than the other one. The book.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been writing a lot of stuff down then, you think? Moving some stuff over.
Gotta use that javelin fucking once. Suck that. I need to buy a shield. Like,
you need to buy a shield? Just a regular old shield?
Yeah.
I believe it's like 10 gold pieces. It's not anything crazy.
They get a very crazy
one. 10 gold pieces. You can go to the local blacksmith and get a regular old shield.
A nice kite shield.
Yeah, get a nice iron steel kite shield.
All right, that's it.
All right. So Winter's Crest comes. You go to the celebrations in town. You're invited to a small celebration at Castle Whitestone with the other. It's the social event of the season. Anyone is.
Also,
you go enjoy yourself.
The moment that the day of Ascension came around, Cortanus immediately told everyone that's not the right day.
Yeah.
It's not the right day.
Nope.
Not the right day.
The night of Ascension?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
You're not gonna deliver one, but
fucking no.
But you let them have their thing. It's like, you know how they say that Jesus was actually born on December 25th. It was like sometime in June or whatever, but it's like whatever.
Yep. Trust me, I've had that conversation with many people. It's like, really, dude? Like, does it matter?
No, it's like that's just a day. You just pick one. It's just fine.
Yeah.
That's not the point. It's not the point. The day isn't the point. It's the celebration is the point.
So who's at the
celebrating
gathering?
The baby Jesus.
us?
All right.
But anyway, the celebration. You guys have fun. You guys kind of have a weird first White Crest or first Winter's Crest together because you all give presents like not on the actual day, and it's weird, but you get the first snow falls on Whitestone on the day of Winter's Crest. You guys wake up in the morning to a fresh coating of white snow across the city. However, the cobblestone streets are clear. As they are heated by steam pipes.
Cortanus is just going to stand out in the snow for a bit and place a hand on nature's wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Just enjoy.
The next day, as you guys had decided ahead of time, so on the 21st of Duskar, you all gather in the little shrine room of your manor to leave for Amon. Unless there's any last things you guys want to do in Whitestone before heading to Amon.
Was Bureau's girlfriend at that party?
As a matter of fact, she was.
Yeah, Fike's gonna buddy up to her
Yeah.
a lot.
She flirts right back with you. If you flirt with her.
Oh yeah,
Bureau
definitely.
pretends not to notice.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I walk.
I don't know if she's funny or not, but I'm very gaudily laughing.
Just giving him side glances.
She's telling you all sorts of stories about Biero from school, from college, from their time together at the College of the White Duke in Western. And she tells you the full story on how how they were friends. And on about a week before graduation, they decided to finally duel one another, and how she bested him in front of the majority of the graduating class and those that were planning on leaving the school that year, and how he still can't get over it and continues to claim that she cheated, though no one else saw it.
From a distance, while they're talking, Bureau casts Minor Illusion to make it look like her nose is running all the time. Oh, really?
You have some boogers, lady.
Well, just a minute.
Oh. Does she look really good?
I gotta get her character sheet out. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, snap.
I'm assuming you're trying to do this without being seen.
Yeah, but also at like max range, you'd be like 30 feet away, or as far as possible.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh no!
Come on.
Oh no!
You give Fike one.
So she sees you from across the room, Bureau, and she before you can get the spell off, she waves her hand, and an invisible mage hand slaps you across this face, distracting you from your casting, and you lose the incantation. And she says, "Listen, Bureau, I understand that you are embarrassed by this story, but I think you can get over it faster if you just admit that I am the better fencer."
Oh, I'm many things, but I wouldn't lie about such a thing.
Should we put this to the test and see who is the better fencer today?
We're at a party. We've all had wine. It's really
I think
not
you're cutting out, Bill.
Yeah.
I haven't said anything.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you were
You do cut out though.
Nope.
You have been cutting out.
Oh, sorry. My internet's being shitty today for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, she says, well, we can step out onto a balcony.
Very well. I fear no challenge from you.
Well, let's see if you can make good on what you've been claiming for so long, that it was luck or underhanded tactics that allowed me to best you last time.
Certainly one or the other.
So
You guys step out onto a balcony, and she whooshing draws her rapier.
Cha-ching.
I draw mine a
we
little
say-
more casually.
You can see that the party has all kind of gathered around at this point, including the Derolos, as well as the boy that she has been tutoring, Percival Frederick Steen von Mussel Kowalski Derolo the Fourth.
contact.
Someone knocked over a container of salt.
So salty.
I know. She says, "Come, Piero. If you insist on being embarrassed in front of your new friends."
I fear no embarrassment. And I kind of
Shall
casually
we-
draw my rapier as well.
Yep. First to 3, then?
Very well.
All right, roll initiative.
Awesome.
It's cocked. Okay. You are not going first, friend.
Well, shit.
1 second. Need a music change.
Da-da-da-da-da.
What's the one
Are
that
there-
we're fighting? The Groon.
Oh.
Are there like candles or torches or something out?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to use like thaumaturgy to make them flicker a little, like dramatically, and like change to a couple different lights, like change to a blue and red light, like get some lighting on going.
You got it. It happens. Alrighty. So she pulls out her rapier and gives you a little unguard motion, holds it out. Do you step forward and touch your sword to hers to begin?
I do.
So as soon as you do, she kind of like slaps at your sword and is going to go in for a strike to try and get the upper hand. Okay, so she rolls a natural 1 on the first attack. So she slaps at your blade, but instead of knocking it out of the way, you hold and it doesn't affect it at all. And she's kind of caught off guard by this. So she's going to quick pull her blade back, running it, shing across your blade, and stab forward with a thrusting maneuver. Jesus Christ. So she rolled. Unfortunately, I only rolled a 12 on my second attack. So she does. As she does that, you are able to parry the blow to the side, and she is going to. She falls back into a defensive stance. It is your turn.
Okay. Let's see here. Just double checking one thing. So I'll step forward and kind of catch her while she's off balance,
Alright.
and hit her with a couple of quick strikes here.
Okay.
I want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. So.
Alrighty. Where'd that thing go? Oh, there it is.
Help me.
All right, so hold on, I gotta look up something real quick.
D&D Beyond.
Sorry.
No worries. And if one hits, just so you know, I'm tending to use a defensive flourish.
Yep.
This
Hold on.
this petty little bit of combat is sponsored by D&D Beyond.
This insane amount of salt is...
The 14 misses. She's gonna use a luck point to make you roll that 23 again.
Okay.
Ooh, you're not the only one with luck, Fike.
Dum dum dum.
Thought we banned it from this campaign after I took it.
Nope, just from us.
15. That also doesn't hit. So you go in for your first strike, as she just sidesteps as it goes right past her hip. You try to come back with a backhand, and she whooshing, parries it away with her blade and does a twist as she lifts the blade up over her as she spins underneath it, comes back around, squaring up with you. Is there anything you'd like to do for your bonus action? Or move? Do you want to move away from her?
No, I'll stay where I'm at.
All right. She says, all right, young Percival, let me show you how to put away someone with a loud mouth. And she's going to move in. Ooh, that is a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right. She is going to use... she's going to use a defensive flourish.
Awesome.
As she goes in for a strike across your... she goes in and feigns a thrust, and as you go to parry the maneuver, she stabs the blade into the ground, falling to the ground and then pushing back up with it, your parry clearing the way, and then she is going to drag it across your cheek. You take 12 points of piercing damage, and her AC goes up by 3.
Super.
As he gets hit, I want to cast Minor Illusion to make a red X above Biero.
Absolutely. Totally. Absolutely happens.
With friends like these.
Yeah.
Yep, and she's going to go in for a second strike.
It is like fencing.
She's going to go in for a second strike. That is a
Like the one
20
with
to hit.
electric things on, where like
Yep,
you hit it and
that'll
it makes
hit
the noise.
All right. And then she drags the blade across your the front of your armor. And all of this is non-lethal damage. But you take an additional 10 points of damage as you recover, and it is now your go.
All right, I will step back in and try to ignore the 2 strikes that just hit, and 2 quick thrusts.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot. 24 and 24. So, yeah, even if she uses her defensive duelist to parry, they'd still hit. So you strike twice. Ching, ching, roll damage for both. Non-lethal, I'm assuming?
Yep, non-lethal, and the second one I'll do a defensive flourish, so that will be...
Ooh, please describe your flourish.
So as I hit with the first strike, I kind of swing the tip of the blade around to jostle her hold on her blade, and at the same time slicing her cheek just where she sliced mine as I pull back into a guard stance.
All right.
Toss is mentally taking notes for awarding maneuvers on these things.
Yeah. All right. Anything with your bonus action? Do you want to say anything, Bureau?
It's like, well, looks like you've managed to improve your skills this time. You might even manage to offer me a fair challenge in a fair fight.
She smiles. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
She smiles and says, well, you have been bettering your skills, but I still don't think that you can keep up with me. I'm going to put a finish to this. Watch closely, young Percival. As she goes in for her 2 strikes.
If I can, I'll keep up the Minor Illusion with the X's, like meh, meh.
Yeah, so they've each got 2 X's over there. Next connection wins.
Meh.
Of course, she rolls a natural 1. She's going to use Lucky to re-roll that.
Right.
Come on.
That is a 15.
15 total will miss.
Total misses. All right. Next attack. What's your AC currently?
With your
18.
defensive-
18.
Yep.
That's a 17.
Whoa!
She. So she goes in for the first strike, and you parry it out of the way with your blade. She goes in for the. She's gonna save that last point. She goes in for the last for the. No, you know what? She's gonna use it.
Oh!
She's gonna try. She'll use her last point of luck.
Ooh.
Almost like them.
Ooh. That is a. Well, the natural 19
Oh.
plus.
Damn it.
Plus 8. That's a 27 to hit.
Oh.
Oh.
I can't use my inspiration to make a roll again. Does it work like that?
No, you can use your inspiration to give yourself or an ally a roll.
Every roll, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Anything you can do, Biero?
No.
Wait, can he not cutting words?
He's
No,
not a lore bard.
I'm not a lore bard.
Yeah.
I can't throw my Gilmore's Club membership at her.
The power of Gilmore compels you! The power of Gilmore compels you!
Oh my gosh. Power of Gilmore compels you.
Yeah, so if there's nothing you can do, she comes in and thrusts towards your torso with the second, sees you coming in to parry it, and angles upwards as your parry passes underneath her. And she doesn't stab, she just runs her blade across your other cheek. She pulls away and does a flourish with the blade, throwing it out, and you watch as a slightest little bit of blood slaps against the glass, the large glass that separates the inside from the balcony that you guys are out on in the cold air. And you watch as the steam from their breath is heaving into the air as she sheathes her blade and says, It was a valiant effort, Biero, but it appears I am still unbestable for you.
I don't say anything. I just plaster a kind of a natural performer's smile and turn and bow to the crowd, and then sheath my sword and leave.
Yeah, just like general thing. That was most impressive.
Yeah.
And then you have the spray bottle to the poor window. That's a health hazard.
Yeah.
You're in the
Oh
danger
my god,
zone
it's
now,
that
honey.
spray that they put on like the gym floor when someone cuts themselves in gym class.
Yeah. It's unsanitary. That's how diseases get
Exactly.
passed around. I mean, come on.
A little bit of sanitization.
Yeah, right. Sanitization spray.
Yeah.
Sanitation. Prestidigitation
Press to
spray.
sanitization.
Yes.
The rest of the party goes on relatively uneventfully. Fike, if you stick around, Umara flirts with you the rest of the night. She runs her mouth pretty good for the rest of the night too, bragging about, telling the story again and again to those who at the party who didn't make it outside fast enough to see the duel.
Yeah. I'd also be sticking around Shango for the most part, but also slightly avoiding Percy after the last time. She doesn't know how to have that conversation.
Yeah.
You don't have to now.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Can't just like
Anyhow.
the kind of person that would tell him he was seeing things.
This was nothing.
Fike is.
Yeah, it's true. Or no, but Fike has more deception than Cortanis does. Way more.
So you guys enjoy yourselves the rest of the night. Poor Bureau, I feel so bad.
You used that much for a reason, Bill. You
There's so much
doesn't happen
All the
anymore.
I was like, do I want to save it? I had to use all of it. Yeah.
No,
all
it was
three.
it was the right thing.
I was like, do I want to save it to make him reroll just in case I need to? I was like, no, she's got him on the ropes. Yeah. Anyway, the next morning comes when you guys had all decided to go to Iman together. As you gather in the meeting area in the manor, all standing around waiting for Biero to come downstairs to cast the teleportation circle.
Before they go,
oh.
Cortanis is going to, like, in the morning after she does her usual morning routine, like, early, she's gonna ask Friday if Friday knows how to braid. Like,
of course, ma'am.
she's gonna ask Friday to change her hairstyle a little bit and braid the twin tails back through, like, the shoulder length hair into a high ponytail.
Mm-hmm. They're almost like a high ponytail.
Yep.
Not a
Use
okay.
it instead.
Yeah, she happily, with a smile on her face, goes about the task that you set for her. As
The
this
smile
is,
that's been drawn on.
yeah. Well, I mean, no. This is why she exists, is to serve the masters of this.
Yeah. It's like, new outfit, new hairstyle. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Tenyo.
Fike is holding, yeah, level 10 us. Fike is holding 2 saddles. He has one in each hand.
Okay.
Wow, Fike's really strong to hold 2 saddles.
I'm back to my 17.
He's back to
very
it.
strong.
Yeah, 17.
He's quite strong.
Wow.
A half elf could dream.
Bureau, you get the sense, not because of him being fashionably late, you get the sense that he might have slept a little bit later this morning. He's the last one downstairs to the group to cast the spell.
His
So you guys all watch as Bureau makes his way into the little meditation room. I don't know, what do you guys want to call that room? So I don't have to keep guessing.
Chapel.
The shrine room?
Yeah, the whole
Shrine?
Chapel.
Chapel? Whatever you guys want.
Yeah, chapel or the shrine
I don't
room.
care.
I like chapel.
Chapel? Alright. As he makes his way into the chapel,
and his smile is looking reasonably forced.
yeah, his normal confident demeanor is a little forced this morning.
Well, are you all ready to go?
Fencing
Yes,
Django.
we're waiting on
I
you.
believe so. I believe so.
All right, and I start, drawing the circle with the chalks and casting teleportation circle to get to the Lyceum in Amon.
Alrighty. So you take a minute and you draw with these like gem-infused chalks this large circle on the ground, and you put the sigil for Amon in the middle, and at the last mark, a column of light just shoots up. A column of like purple light just like shoots up from the ground where the circle was drawn, and you can see into the light there. You know that Bureau, as they're all just kind of like standing there staring, that this only lasts for like a short period.
Well, get moving. This isn't going to last forever. Come on.
So you jump through. Everybody else, I assume you all follow.
Yep.
Bonsai.
Yep.
All right. So you all disappear into the circle, and you come out on the other side in pitch blackness. Those of you with dark vision can see that you are in like a 30 by 30 by 30 room. There is a permanently embedded sigil on the floor, and there is a as you guys are standing there, slowly these magical, like arcane braziers, like a dimmer switch being slowly turned on, start to light up, and you can now see a wooden, iron reinforced door on the wall opposite you.
Hello? Hello?
I'll try to use thaumaturgy to open the door.
The door swings open, made a
good.
loud thud.
Thought I was gonna have to break.
For the
That's-
love of Sarah.
Pardon me, I'm still learning.
I step out into the hallway and look around. Can I see anything?
Yeah, you step out into the hallway, and at the end of the hallway, there's a wooden desk. And sitting at the desk is what appears to be a small halfling male that says, "Yes, welcome to the Traverse Junction here in Amon. Would you please be so kind as to sign in and indicate which member of the council has granted you permission to use this sigil?" As he turns a large tome that's open towards you, Biero.
I sign in. Can we hop into secrets real quick?
Sure.
More
Da-da-da!
secret.
Reverse secrets.
Oh!
Political secrets, D&D Beyond.
Da-da-da! Political intrigue.
Dun dun dun.
I do love Shango just using the
Fine,
hell
David
out of
Hasselhoff.
just randomly now.
Just cause. Yeah, gotta use what I got, right?
No, you don't. You don't. Apparently, there's a time and a place for things.
No, listen. He is the jester of the group with thaumaturgy. Let him do his thing.
I can't
Sometimes.
hand someone a weapon out in the open. I get screamed at. We're just openly slamming doors willy nilly, and nothing.
Okay.
Hey,
So
honestly, better expected to open. Oh,
I go
sorry.
to sign in the book. I sign my name, as well as the name of the council member who gave me access, and then I just start marching towards the exit.
Do any of you try to sneak a peek at the name that he writes down?
Oh yeah.
No,
Make
just
A little curious.
those of you who want to try and see it,
Council of Taldore.
those of you who want to try and see it, make a perception check. Are you trying to make it so they can't see, Bureau?
Yeah, I would have maybe
All right,
turned the
make
book
a
back towards
sleight of
the,
hand check.
Okay. Let's see. Awesome. Go great tonight.
Hey, we're getting rid of him.
That's amazing.
There.
You know what? I'm gonna use luck.
Oh shit!
Oh boy. Here we go.
Just matched it.
So you match it, so you don't meet the DC.
Oh,
No, you hit.
Yeah.
When you hit an armor class, that just means
That's not what this is.
What?
When you
So,
you know
Cortanus, now that you actually have depth perception again,
Yay!
you are able to see the name that is that he writes
I'm not sure
on
know
the
who it
sheet.
is, probably.
No one else does.
I'm not really.
You can
trying
join.
to.
You can join me in secrets because I don't
shit.
think I want the audience to know this yet. So, Cortanus.
No, I'd have to because I can't. Wait.
Oh wait,
Type it.
you can.
Type
All
it.
right, yeah,
We
you can
all
hop
can.
in secrets with me, and I don't care if they hear actually, because
Yeah.
I had a.
Because I mean, they've heard it before, probably if you said it before in
they would
secrets.
have heard it.
Yeah.
They would have heard it before. Yeah, so just hop in secrets with me.
Okay.
With a passive of 16.
So you see him write Seeker Assam on. You don't know who that is,
Yeah.
but you see the name Seeker Awesome Emery.
Sorry, you cut out.
Written-
You keep cutting out a little bit.
I know. How's this? Better?
Yeah.
So he writes out Seeker Awesome Emery. You don't know who that is, but
Yeah.
you see him write it in
Okay.
common on the page. All right.
Cool.
All right.
Speak of.
Hey, it's your new familiar.
Yeah.
Hey!
Kitty.
After you write it out, the halfling closes the book and says, "Thank you. The exit is down the hall to your left."
Ooh, the laugh.
I head towards the exit.
Alrighty. Do you guys follow Bureau?
Yep.
Indeed.
I look a little confused, wondering why not everybody has to sign, but I'll just follow.
He marks. You can see that he marked down that there were 5 individuals that came with the person who had authorization. Well, you don't see that, but he does. But anyway, as you guys are led out onto an outer balcony, the temperature is much warmer than where you just were. It is actually a pretty beautiful day outside in the city of Amman. Amman, known as the City of Fellowship, stands defiantly against all who would threaten Taldore and its people. It is the cultural heart of human civilization on this continent. Bureau is kind of giving you the welcome to Amman. He may not put it exactly this way, but
Welcome to Mon. I like swords.
and as the Republic's capital, Amman is a nexus of politics, justice, business, industry, and education within the realm. Encircled by 60-foot-high walls that stretch from the eastern fields to the western shore, Amman is accessible only through its heavily patrolled gates and by skyship. The denizens of the city are generally well protected from outside attackers and sieges. A well-trained force of guards known as the Arms of Amman enforces the laws, and the land from the military district. Dense farms and farm communities surround the north. You're seeing you guys are essentially up on this little bridge here, looking out over right there, up on that little bridge connecting 2 of the towers, looking out over this sprawling landscape. Dense farms and
for a few moments.
Yeah, dense farms and farm. This is definitely the biggest city you've seen since you've been reawakened to Cortanis. This would have this is what you remember. This is the kind of size of urban environment you recall from. Dense farms and farm communities surround the northeastern boundary of the city, while large slums cap the northern and southern landscape outside the city's walls. The smell of sea water is on the breeze that comes off the coast. You can see a large harbor district. And since you guys have a kind of a skytop view, let's give you this.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Gotta...
So you are in the cloud top district at the Traverse Junction. Welcome to Amman.
Home sweet
Hey,
home.
Amon. Wow. I've never actually seen this map.
It's in the book.
Where's
I know
the
I haven't
scar?
looked at that page in the book yet.
Where's the what, Noxus?
Where's the scar? No, this is John talking, no Noxus.
Oh, the scar is not on this. It's a little bit further
that's what I figured.
outside. Yeah, it's a little bit off the map. If you go down the Silvercut Roadway to the east, it's not that far off of this map.
Oh, okay. So Noxus kind of sheepishly will walk up to Fike and actually no, he'll walk up to Bureau and he'll say, "Hey, remember I talked to you about that temple thing?
Sure.
Do you mind showing me where it is?"
Of course. Does anybody else need directions to go to anywhere in particular?
Many a place, but I am in no hurry.
Well, we just all go with Knox.
Well, if everybody wants to go, I'll lead them to the temple of the Platinum Dragon.
All right, so you lead them to. It is even earlier in the morning. The sun is just coming up than from when you left in Whitestone, and the weather is much warmer. You guys basically went from like Maine to LA. And as you lead them down the tower and out into the Cloud Top district, you see that there is still the large crater in the ground. However, it is fenced off where Thordak once layered in the middle of the Cloud Top. It has become almost more like a tourist attraction at this point. People can come and look over.
What is that?
Yeah.
It's the La Brea Top. It's
pretty much.
Yeah. We're in LA. That's, oh, I guess I'll tell you the real thing. There was a dragon taking roost here for a while until a bunch of heroes came in and cleared him out.
Kurtan, this is the first you've heard of the story that is the Chroma Conclave.
Yeah, basically.
No, it's not.
Huh? Oh, that's true. Noxus explained a little bit about
Oh,
it.
yeah. Yeah. So you are instantly reminded. You're like, oh, that's right. Nox told me that story. This was one of the cities he said was hit by, along with his own. This is one of the cities he said was hit.
Like side glance to Noxus with a frown and then give a nod and look back at it. Just solemnly.
The Cloud Top District once stood as the height of luxury and throne of the social elite, containing the palace of the sovereign alongside the mansions of the various lords and ladies of the city. An elevated port to arcane levitating ships called the Skyport Platform, first port of its kind, stands atop the Skyport Tower. This symbol of advanced magical technology is buttressed against a 100-foot high wall of shining white stone that is not white stone, but just white stone that encircles the district. A second line of siege defense for the political leaders of Amman. However, you can see that this district has largely been transferred into a government district. There are no real residential buildings here, as this has gone from a monarchy to a republic. This area is used more for community-based needs as opposed to a upper-class territory. Most of that, bureau has been pushed to the erudite quarter, where most of the former lords and ladies who still have, most of the former old money and any new money tend to reside. As you lead the party to the north, to the Temple District. The city continues to wake up as you make your way through the streets until you find yourselves making your way through the Central District. The Central District is the largest residential district within Amman's walls, Bureau explains, housing most of the city's merchant class, including traveling traders, ship captains, and guild apprentices. The district is a patchwork of thousands of personal homes, tenements, and guild halls of all shapes and sizes, peppered with small taverns and inns on nearly every street corner. These neighborhoods lay clustered together among tightly set streets, occasionally broken up by park grasses or the Osmit waterways, which is a almost Venice-like canal system that allows people to move through the city. That snake through the region between the promenade and the port. Visitors to the Central District are advised not to go out at night, The wide disparity of wealth from home to home here has seen crime rise recently, and the City Watch seems reluctant to find a constructive solution. Residents who know the lay of the land have an easier time at night and can help visitors avoid the most dangerous streets. Luckily, you have someone like Beer with you. As you make your way into the Temple District, which rests in the northern area of Amman, a ward that fosters many great sanctuaries built to uphold the worship of the city's many dominant religions. Cathedrals to the Lawbearer and the Platinum Dragon stand at apex among the smaller temples, to the Dawnfather, the Stormlord, and the Wild Mother, and the Matron of Ravens. Many poor folk come here seeking shelter, while the pious offer their services and energy to upholding the tenets of their chosen deity. Travelers and sailors come to leave tokens and gifts at shrines to bless their journeys, while merchants seek the graces of the Changebringer before a risky endeavor. The meek search for wisdom in the great halls of the knowing mistress, as the artists and wistful folk give praise to the Arkheart. Not all folk are drawn toward nor trusting of religion. However, the temples stand as a monument against the rising sun. Bureau leads you through the different district cobblestone streets until you stand in front of what Bureau tells you is the Platinum Sanctum, temple to Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, here in Amman. It stands looking almost more like a fortress than a temple. Tall, thick walls with parapets above, and blue and silver trimmed banners hanging out over the side, bearing the mark of the holy symbol of the Platinum Dragon, which is the Platinum Dragon at profile. You see many silver armored individuals manning the gates, and the front gates are swung open, allowing people to come and go as they please. However, there are guards stationed at the front. And that is where we will pick things up next week.
Oh, shit.
As you stand outside the Platinum Sanctum.
Wow.
Bureau's rivals out there.
Dun.
You're
Are you following me around, Biero?
Guys, she's the Rakshasa. She's the Rakshasa the whole time.
Oh no! What a twist!
Dum dum dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bzzzt. X.
Poor Bureau.
Oh, Pierre.
Oh, Biero, buddy.
Oh, man, that was awesome. And I'm sure it'll build up to later. Man,
It's those character, right?
that was embarrassing for him.
Those character.
very
Those
close.
characters.
I mean,
I have some good advice for you though for next time.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yep. That's
Great
what I
advice.
thought was coming.
Salt.
Everybody.
So oddly enough, much like last week, and I didn't try for this to happen, but it just happened to happen again. Everybody got 17 experience points.
Woo!
The exact same.
Damn.
damn.
14.
I think we're all just in sync.
Yeah. You guys make sure to not dominate the session. You make sure everybody gets a chance to have their moment in the spotlight, which is nice.
Team players.
Hey, Cortanis, how does it feel to be a real girl?
Nah.
You're a real girl now.
You got no strings to
She was
hold.
always real, damn it.
45.
Like, she started out
How many
real.
do we
This is
Remember-
made fake person to real person.
Remember now that you guys are at level 10, it's your level times 15 to get to your next level. So you need
150.
150.
I'll get to
People-
level 10 in a few sessions.
All right.
In a few
Loch
sessions.
Ness Monster wants 150.
You're not level 10 yet, Bureau?
Nope, I'm halfway to level 10, or a little more than halfway.
What?
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah, he joined you guys a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'm not 10 yet either.
Mm,
I assume no one leveled up,
no.
but congratulations, Cortanus, on awakening.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
I'm being a
read
real
the
girl
stats
now.
to put it in. Yeah.
that's what I had put down in my notes. I was like, whenever it is that she,
Awakens?
that's what's
Okay.
gonna awaken them. I was like, because there was more than one way for you to
Yeah.
do this. But yeah, I was like, whenever she, gains her freedom from the deck is when they'll awaken. So
Nice.
All right. So now that we got everybody here, if you want to stay and join us for talks,
Oh!
let's do it. So, Shango, if you got any questions for anybody in the party,
Oh, yeah, it's not even 10 yet.
kill this awkward silence by asking us a question or answering a question.
How is everybody doing?
No. No, you have to ask a real question.
No.
That's,
What do I do for level 10?
go get a pitcher of water.
How many
I was
levels
very
of
much
player
like-
do you want to
I
go?
What?
didn't get to ask him to give another order to make sure that it
Another
wasn't
order?
working
Yeah.
anymore.
no, you haven't done it yet. No.
What would have been? Yeah, what will be the? What would be the order? Or
Uh,
what would have been the order?
What would you? I don't know.
Between things?
I was very much like, what should that order be? Just something stupid or something?
Yeah, I was kind of curious.
So-
What that was
so-
part of my thing. Like she was reacting based on what he chose.
So I'm about to
Hard
give you
decision.
like a really cheesy way that Shango could be romantic. You should give her the final order because it's not really final and she has a choice. Be like, kiss me. Do it, Shango. No, you want to.
And Cortanus goes, I don't have to. It worked.
Yeah, she goes,
And
fucking
then
gross.
Shango loses all of his confidence.
God, I'm done.
And I'm
She
done.
said I wasn't for
then-
it might happen. Then she'd be like, I just wanted to do that. So
She says,
You
continuous
didn't have to
enthusiastic
command me to
consent.
do that, sweetheart.
Yes, continuous enthusiastic consent.
Exactly. Thank you. It's the flying fuck skull.
And the plot thickens.
Whew, okay, you guys finally got to Amon too.
Yay!
So I actually do have a question for Shango.
Go team.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what's up?
Got a question on talks.
I know, right? We asked questions. We asked the hard hitting stuff here.
Wait, we have to actually
boy.
talk?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hard hitting.
So my question is this: I know that from day one, Flint was like, "Who wants to do like a duel thing?" And you two got together and said, "Yeah, let's do this." Did you always know Shango would have feelings for Cortanus, or was this thing that just happened?
No, that wasn't what I thought out. That more so started I don't know, some point throughout.
I didn't catch a
Yeah,
single thing
you're
you said.
cutting out of
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm about to pull out. No, I did not plan that really from the start. I mean, for this character, I didn't pull too much from the beginning. So it's just kind of running out, and especially with his like interpersonal relationships, I'm still kind of figuring out myself what I want to be. Kind of going back to the when we were down in Lamila with what a name, the trolley. That was like, oh hey, I teach you something if you show me something thing,
Yeah.
right? Yes. Where I was like, well, let me figure out what I think Shango is in terms of his like personal relationships.
You got to
with
use
other
that
people.
rod for good and not evil. You got to remember that.
Yeah, that implies really using the rod at all.
Follow-up question. You broke my heart. I'm like, oh, you like her. You like her a lot. Fike's heart is destroyed.
Oh,
Dude.
like, Horrifying.
Wait, it's not a question.
Soap opera love triangle.
Well, no. It's a soap opera love triangle if Cortanus loves Fike.
And she thinks I'm a fucking buffoon.
No,
I
she
know.
She has good insight. She knows he's gay.
Yeah. Well, but you might, right? He just turned his wish for her, gave up used his wish for her. Words are hard.
Yeah, but she's used to a world where that wasn't that's not a thing at all, and that's very very open about that sort of thing. So yeah, she knows. She would recognize that.
It's like, oh,
that.
Yeah, where she came from, it was like ancient Greece. Everybody just fuck everybody. Nobody gave a shit.
Everyone
That's
is
just what we
so
do.
prudish nowadays. And she's just like, why is this taboo now? What is wrong? What happened to you? Who hurt you?
World.
We kept the shitty stuff and lost all the good stuff.
It's true. All the really good magic and not caring so much about certain shit that you shouldn't have to care so much about.
How's Biero feeling?
Salty.
I bet.
And a bit bruised in his ego.
I do feel a
I
little.
feel bad.
Karun feels great. That was awesome. So, I'm sure that's going to lead to something awesome down the road. But yeah, Biero's quite embarrassed right now.
And it happened in front of everybody, too.
Yeah,
That's the worst part.
We can recognize how close it was, though. Cortanus was watching very intently. That was very close.
Yeah.
I do feel a little bit like it was my fault because I made that often comment. Like, oh yeah, do you want to prove yourself today?
Yeah.
Oh no.
If he'd won the initiative or gotten one more round in, that could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Yeah, or someone used their luck to negate the DM's luck.
I don't think you can do that.
I can't.
I can't. It's only on rolls against me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only on things that involve you.
I probably should have used that inspiration for Biero at some point on one of his early attacks when he missed.
Probably.
I was thinking about it. And then the first round, and then she used her luck to make you reroll or something. Oh man. And then I think you hit, and then you did 2 hits in the one round. So I was like, okay, that worked. Next round, I'll help him out.
If she got in a bad way, she was going to try and cheat again.
Oh,
Damn.
again.
But things went.
You said
well
again?
for her. Oh, obviously she cheated the first time. You guys just don't. You guys just don't know that. Yeah. I mean, come on. I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know.
She won fair and square.
This time.
That's all that matters.
This time.
That's all that matters.
As far as we know.
And Biero will admit that. He knows she won fair and square this time, but he's never going to cave and say that she won fair and square first time.
We learned a lot. That's what mattered.
Alright, I'm out, guys. Good night. Good fun.
Good night.
Good night, Django.
Night, old man.
I need to refill my drink.
Cat and go. You guys seen his cat? His cat is creepy.
I did not see his cat.
I saw it.
It's in chat.
It's got dragon wings. It's kind of cool.
Oh, that? No, I didn't think that was creepy.
That's
Thought
fucking.
It's kind of badass.
I thought it was furry-esque looking, just as an animal.
So I got a question. How, I don't know. Where would you actually rate Cortanus' gift? Because I came up with that 2 a.m. this morning. I was trying to go to sleep. I was like,
That was cool.
Stress.
I was gonna if he hadn't handed them out quite so fast, I was gonna have Biero examine the combined map because I think he'd have been interested in that.
Yeah. First, I was curious. I asked Bill like what the terrain was like back then, like world map type thing. I thought it might be like Pangea, but he's like, no, all the continents were still there. Like, I can't make one item into a jigsaw puzzle from that. So okay, just this one piece. Like,
Matt's actually talked about it at some Q&As. The landscape was definitely altered by like the events of the calamity and stuff. Like, not in like shattering a single continent into many, but like creating mountain ranges. There's a section of northern Taldore, like the north of the Umbra Hills, where they went in campaign 1 towards the end. There's the if you look at the map of Taldor, there's the Gray Valley. It's like this. All the trees there are like dead and petrified, and it's been that way since the calamity. There was like a huge battle there fought between one of the betrayer gods and the prime deities, and like the Storm Point mountain range was created by according to the histories and legend, was created by the fight between the Strife Emperor and Melora, where she finally defeated him. And he had taken the form of an enormous giant covered in pitted like iron armor, and it was that armor and stuff that created the Bison Fall plateaus, and is actually Tazarm, the capital of the Hobgoblin Empire down there, is actually the Emperor's like throne, like castle or fortress, is actually built in the helmet of.
The helmet, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
Story.
Yeah, it's like a 30-foot tall helm that they turned into the Emperor's palace.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
That was awesome. Oh, man.
I have a question for Noxus, if he's still here.
I may have an answer for you.
Out of all the times that Fike has insulted Noxus, that one insult was the one that's like, "Oh yeah, Biro, leave me around the city." That cut deep, man. You were definitely proficient in longswords because that was a deep cut.
Oh,
Well,
damn.
I will tell you this much: you kicked him when he was down. His best friend. So
fair.
Yeah, he's perfectly okay with going with somebody else at the moment.
That's fair.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly a bad insult. It was just
The wrong time.
you said.
Wrong time.
If he still had his powers,
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Yeah, he would have taken it as a joke if he still had his powers. But it's been months without his powers, and he feels utterly helpless. He feels powerless, and the only thing he can do is use a sword because you taught him how.
Technically, you can cast one cantrip a day.
That's still not enough for him. Like, yeah, he still has his magic items, but once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, but I bought you that. I bought you that gold that nice pendant, so you would be able to cast a cantrip a day.
One day, though. Only one day. Nox is a very... I had this, and now I don't know how to handle that.
Still has
like
lingering
the whole Fall of Draconia.
Skilled tyrant.
Yeah.
Must be
And the whole like Fall of Draconia. He's still getting over that, too. Like, he's not over that.
Oh God. Oh, by the way, how this is a question for the DM that I have. How okay was that wording of that wish? On a scale of 1 to like, dude, you killed her. What do you?
On a scale of 1 to
like, like a JonTron meme. Like, dude, you fucking killed her. Like that. That's the.
You were very careful in your wording, and there's a lot of magics working against each other in that moment. there's the divine powers of two prime deities working against the magic of the deck, and the magic of the deck working against the magic of the deck. So there's a lot going on there, and
that's some weird shit, like using a deck thing against another deck thing.
Yeah. So let's just put it this way: based on the outcome, apparently you did well.
It's true.
I had anxiety for weeks. Weeks.
I'm not a pile of rubble. I'm not a pile of rubble. I'm still here.
Because you could have been like, I want to free her from this burden, and she just disappears.
Yep.
It's like, okay, she's free now.
Okay, bye.
Like,
I woke up in a hot sweat going, if I don't talk about her living her life now in this time period, unharassed by the passage of time, I'll just watch her age 1,000 years and crumble into dust in front of us. I'm like, oh God.
Then you put in a shoulder from Doctor Who, and then we got that situation. Time Lord!
Yeah, that was definitely something that could have popped.
I actually gave you a little bit more fatigue than what the spell actually says, because you threw a lot of ands into that wish.
and this,
Hey,
and
at
this
least you were a good DM and let him do it.
Yeah.
Some DMs would have been like, nope.
Well, how often do you get a wish to use a wish spell?
Once.
You know,
you only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to flow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
But I rolled Mom Spaghetti. I rolled a 53.
Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah. So if you ever get access to wish again, you can actually use it.
Holy shit.
Hey, what?
If you would have rolled under a 33, you would not ever be able to use a wish again, even if like a genie gave you a wish. You'd be like, I wish for this, and it just wouldn't work.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
I thought that was only wish. I always thought that was just a spell.
Yeah, that's part of the spell. That's why, like, if you watch the wedding one shot, when Scanlan's like, yeah, I can never cast wish again because he rolled under a 33.
Yeah, but he had it in that was part of his magic and not like an item thing.
Yeah, but it's still.
That was his 9th level spell.
That's the way I'm interpreting it. Is you don't get to make a wish again, whether it's through the spell or some other way. You've used up, because it's like you're talking about cosmic forces here.
Yeah, you can't use a ring.
Ultimate.
Yeah, and it's only you don't have to roll like that every time you use the wish spell. It's only if you use it to do things outside of the examples given.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically like the power of gods rewriting reality. So,
do you guys know that there's a Matrix 4 coming out?
Oh God,
no.
Yeah.
God, no.
Yeah, there's a Matrix 4 coming out, and they're talking about the cast right now.
Is it supposed to be like after the events of Matrix 1, 2, and 3?
I have no idea, but it's Nerdist that's talking about it. So
are we still doing talks, or should I turn off my stream?
Oh no, we're still doing talks.
Okay.
I'm just waiting.
I heard the same thing, but it's like, what could they do after the events of the third movie?
Right.
There is no more Matrix.
Right. And that's kind of the same thing with with the whole wish spell. Like, I wasn't
Matrix
upset that he lost it.
It's just
right.
They didn't end the Matrix.
Yeah, they didn't.
They were just basically like Keanu.
They let people choose.
Neo basically was like, no, you need to let people choose.
Right.
And then we stay away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's kind of how the system was always meant for, because like the machine god and human god in there, I guess that's the only way I can really portray them and say who they really are. They sit on a bench and it's just like, all right, so I guess we're doing this again. Yep.
The Oracle and the Architect or whatever.
Yeah, It's like, well, I guess you won this time. Yeah, pretty surprising, huh? Yeah.
Reset the chessboard.
Yeah, you want to do it again? Yeah, let's do it again. That's pretty much how it went.
It's true.
Oh God. Sorry, Biro. But this is from John, not from Mike.
No,
This is from John, not from.
Don't you lie to him. Don't you lie to him. You meant every word.
We were too good of friends the last campaign. I can't do it. I just can't. I need to specifically search you out and be a terrible.
You don't have to.
I have that. Fike has that. I had that planned, by the way. I was just the moment beer. I had that all planned. I was just waiting.
Whatever was going for.
I was just waiting for you to mess with her for the first time. The first time you go to mess with her, I'm like, okay. And then when you went to like make her look like a fool, she's like, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna make you look bad again. I'm gonna embarrass you again.
I was afraid you were like you went to Winter's Crest and then you go to Amont. I'm like, wait, we're just glancing over that? We're just glancing completely over Winter's Crest?
No, that was well done, Bill. That was, and I was I was looking for a way, like how can I make him screw with her, and not like be like uber violent or something like that. Just petty and funny.
So your answer was boogers?
It boogers.
I thought it might be something. I thought it might be something where you might say, "I want to." If I can't find her, and you interrupt her when she's giving a fencing lesson to young Percival, and then she's like, "All right, young Percival, let me show you the lesson for the day." As I whoop up.
Oh man!
Next time, Biro has to fence the kid. Now,
You have to show you can even face me.
I believe young Percival is quite talented.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna have to. Like, she's beaten you twice at this point. You know, if you're ever gonna want to duel her again, you might have to convince her. She's like, "Look, I've beaten you twice now. There's like, I don't take any more joy in embarrassing you anymore, Bureau." It's like, I've been there, done that. Like, how many times do I have to beat you before you learn?
The only sorry part is he's probably going to be bruised and he's going to have a hard time talking shit to her for a while.
Well, if you guys, because the other way is like, she beat you and you ran away to Amon, like the way she tells it. She beat you so bad you ran away to the other side of the continent. But
I lost a big game. I guess I'll move to LA now.
From New York to LA.
Oh man, you're playing her perfectly.
But I'm interested to see. I got all sorts of stuff planned for Amon, so because you guys got like a month and a half until the Gods Brawl. You still got to figure out if you guys are going to be doing the individual competition or the team competition, what temple you want to try and represent. Like, there's a lot to figure out. And then once you figure out what temple you want to try and represent, how do you get chosen to represent that? It's not like just because you decide you want to represent them that they're going to be like, yeah, okay, we have no idea who the fuck you are. Sure, you can represent us in the Gods Brawl. Like,
yeah, because we're totally going to win with you asshats.
Probably have to prove yourself in some way.
Yeah, I personally think we should just do the team one.
Oh, that's a good conversation. What's everybody thinking? Is anybody thinking they want to try and do the individual competition? I had a feeling Cortanus might want to try to rep the Temple of the Wild Mother, maybe? I don't know.
I was kind of curious how she'd deal with that, because it's very like, is this part of what Melora would want? And number two, like, showing off vestiges or to random people in a competition, like using that in a competition. I don't know how she'd feel about that. I
mean, her and Cord have Yeah, well, her and Cord have similar. Some of their domains overlap, like storms and weather
That's
and
true.
stuff like that. So, I mean, nature, survival of the fittest, a competition of. I don't know. Like, you could interpret it, as with any religion, you could interpret it multiple ways.
Yeah, she might have to just like go over the tenets in her head a bunch of times first and kind of like meditate on it. I guess would be the thing, like to figure out how comfortable she is with that, or like
You can now commune with nature. You could ask the grass what they
that's
think.
true.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? What do you think, Daisy?
Which temples did you say were participating?
Well, all the temples, all the prime deities' temples in Amman participate. There are some temples that take it more seriously than others. Like there's the temple. Like the two biggest temples in Amman are the temples to the Lawbearer and the temple to the Platinum Dragon. They're the two most worshipped deities in Amman. There's essentially like tiers. Then the following of the Dawn Father is kind of like a universal. There's not really a place in Alexandria where he's not really worshipped. The Storm Lord, the Wild Mother, and of Ravens all have fairly large followings in Amman. And then there's smaller followings of the Changebringer, but there is a following of the Changebringer, especially in such a port area where there's much trade and travel going on. There's a lot of her spheres of influence. This is one of the few places in the world where the Knowing Mistress is worshipped openly.
But who is worshipped?
The Knowing Mistress, Ayun.
Okay.
And then, the Arkheart is mostly a Fey deity, but also the spheres of like art and magic and other wistful folk here. Those are the ones that would most likely be represented. I mean, you still have the Moonweaver, but that's mostly a Fey deity that is worshipped almost solely in along the Arkheart and in like Singorn. There's not a lot of worship for the Moonweaver outside of that. But I mean, yeah, the Platinum, the Platinum Dragon and the Storm Lord's followers are the two that take it the most seriously. And then you'd have then the next biggest temples would be also probably putting up more respectable teams or competitors, if you will, being the Dawn Father, the Lawbearer, the Wild Mother, the Matron of Ravens, the Raven Queen, and then the followers of the Changebringer would also be like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Why not? It could be fun. They're the team in the beer league, softball league that's just there to have a good time. They're not really don't really care about winning.
I like that Sarah is not even on the fucking roster, Bill.
She rarely is. She is on the roster, but again, she's not a huge following. That started to shift with some famous like her most famous follower now, Pike, kind of pushing things. And after uncovering the temple in Vasselheim, but then there is a small temple in the temple district to Sarenrae, but it's a lot like it's like that she's like the Oakland Athletics, and the Storm Lord and the Platinum Dragon are like the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's
They won the World Series, I think, once. So
yeah, and the one time that they won the team competition was when Pike was like, you know what, to help get Sarenrae's name out, her and Scanlan and Grog went into it and kind of cleaned house without having to try too hard. But I mean, you got a level 20 Pike, a level 20 Grog, and a level 20 Scanlan. Could probably take on pretty much
world.
You could take outside of threats like Vecna and the Chroma Conclave, they're probably just fine, you know. So it's like that arc, the Boo arc in Dragon Ball Z, where they go to that tournament and they're like flicking like the little punch strength indicator with like their fingers.
Yeah.
You know, and it was kind of like that. Like you have the usual competitors, and then all of a sudden Goku shows up, and you know,
I have,
Mix shit up.
I have a question for talks, if we're still in talks. Or
Okay.
bullshitting. I was thinking this. I don't know how to describe the Underdark arc. Is that how you would describe it? Like what? Like you know how
Our
we had,
Underdark arc?
Yes. Like we had our own. Like we've had like this arc where we've had.
You've had a couple of arcs now, yeah.
Yeah, we've had like
First one, which was the pirates.
Pirate arc,
and the
Drina.
Hag arc.
yeah.
The Drina
Then
arc.
the Drina arc, and then you had the
War.
the Turst arc.
And then it was the whole
Underdark arc
thing. Is that what? That's what you would refer to?
Bits.
Yeah.
And then the Hero versus Sumara arc.
Well, I'd kind of tie some of them together. Like the opening arc, I would say it stands on its it would stand on its own, and then I would kind of combine the Drina / Turst arc as like one arc, really.
Yeah.
And then the Underdark kind of stood on its own. That was a long arc.
Oh yeah. It's not the longest arc I've been a part of. That's going on Wild Mount right now. Holy shit! Like over a year, I think. Like almost a year.
I've already started kind of thinking about the end game. What I want to do. Just the beginning.
Of these end game.
Wait, we're already back.
No, you're not anywhere near it yet. You're level 10, but I was lying
Fuck,
like
it was right.
like Cortana,
The reddish brown
like
haired
Flynn.
woman of the team. Fuck.
You know,
Still haven't actually seen the game, but
yeah, like Flint said the other day, I was lying in bed at like 2 a.m. and I was like, I think I want to do this. Like, as this is my like my Vecna arc.
oh shit.
You know, like they're basically, you know, at like if they're that high, if you get to that high a level,
The craziest fucking shit comes into your head at 2 a.m., man. I swear.
And I'm just like, at that point, you're basically, to quote Keyleth, you're basically gods. So, you know, what is there to throw at you? You got to go big or go home, you know?
That's fair.
Fighting the Lich, guys. I'm calling it. We're fighting the Lich.
I don't want to say anything because
you'll never get it out of me, so don't bother.
yeah, Bill would change it. Bill is such a good DM that he's like, even if they're like, oh, we're definitely fighting like the resurgence of the Chroma Conclave, Bill would be like, I'll find something else that'll fucking destroy you guys. He's like, do not even test me.
I have not even
Like,
begun to figure out how to destroy you.
You know what? There's an army of Tarash heading towards Whitestone now. Deal with this shit.
Fucker. We are the Fenders of the East. We put that on ourselves.
Please don't make us fight a Tarask.
I went inside a Tarask's ear like last Monday. It was great.
So to your earlier question, Bill, I'm
Put a trap around
debating
it, it was
Biro
sleepy.
might volunteer for one of the smaller temples for the individual competition.
Oh.
He may need to repair his wounded.
Oh.
His wounded ego. I'm just curious as to who Biro might go towards, because there's a couple of Ds I think would fit him. But like the usual suspects, I don't think it would be.
Yeah, I need to give
you're
it some
definitely
thought.
not. You're not a Saren Ray type guy. You're
Nope.
probably not a Lawbearer or a Raven Queen type guy. You're definitely not a Platinum Dragon or
wrong with my
Stormlord or
sister?
Wild Mother type guy. Probably the Arkheart, the Changebringer might be my two top guesses.
Yeah, I need to read more about them. The only other thought I had was the Knowing Mistress, but I don't know if she's quite the right fit.
She's well. Here, let me give you a little quick thing that might help you decide. So for the Arc Heart,
All
just
right,
to
I'm
give you
out,
their-
guys. I'll talk to you
Later.
later.
To give you their commandments, the Arc Heart domains are Light and Arcana, and their commandments are: create, inspire, and find beauty in all that you do. Follow the echoes of lost magics, forgotten sites, and ancient art, for within these lie the Arc Heart's first word. And combat the followers of the Spider Queen wherever they may be.
Aha.
The Changebringer is domains of trickery and nature. They are chaotic good. Luck favors the bold. Your fate is your own to grasp, and to do so is to have the Changebringer behind you. Change is inevitable. The righteous can ensure that such change is for the better. And rise against tyranny. Fight for the freedom of yourself and others when you can, and inspire others to fight when you cannot.
Changebringer sounds pretty good.
The Changebringer, also known as She Who Makes the Path, the Changebringer champions freedom, travel, trade, and adventure across the lands. Her will heralds open frontiers, and her call beckons her followers to discover that which awaits them beyond the known. This nature leads to few temples in direct civilization dedicated to the Changebringer, but they often can be found on the beaten path and off the beaten path and near roads well traveled. Her worship is common among merchants, free spirits, and adventurers, with tavern cheers calling to her honor as a bringer of luck and fortune. She is often depicted as a young woman of dark complexion and long, light brown hair that cascades to form the road left behind her. Most art shows her in constant motion, trailblazing and ever leading into the unknown. The Changebringer's holy day is New Dawn and takes place on the first day of the first month, when the old year gives way to the new. In a month, the day of New Dawn is celebrated with a grand midnight feast that commonly features a short play that celebrates the changes of the past year. And you guys are in Amman about 10 days until New Dawn. Actually, 9 days. Nope. The 12 days until New Dawn.
Interesting.
Changebringer sounds like a good fit.
I was gonna say Changebringer, the Traveler with the snot attempt.
The Changebringer.
All the fucking.
That's
salt.
my theory. I think the Traveler is the Changebringer, just in a different form.
Oh, really?
That's my fan theory.
That'd be interesting.
My
Kinda like-
fan theory
yeah.
is completely different, but yeah.
What is
Then
then
you have-
the things that have like multiple like forms, but it's like the same god, but like multiple facets, like
Yeah,
Hindu, like Vishnu and Shiva, that sort of thing.
yeah, or like Puck, you know,
I
Like,
feel like
God of many faces.
I feel like the Traveler was originally intended, at least, to be what's it, Garmili, true name, whatever it was, but
Artagan.
Artagan.
That's
Artagan.
that's my
I feel like
theory.
it's kind of like everybody guessed that Jon Snow was coming back to life, right? And that he was.
Well, here's the thing. Originally, because they just did this at a Q&A, originally she was going to play a warlock and not a cleric to the Traveler, like a warlock.
Yeah.
But then Travis was like, I think I want to do a warlock, and so she changed it. And so she changed it to a cleric.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you should hear about the Arc Heart too, just because I feel like they're similar. But guardian over the spheres of spring, beauty, and the arts, the Arc Heart is the patron of arcane magic and the Fae. The founding inspired them to wander the twisted lands, seeding them with the first arcane magics and rising the most ancient of forests. It was the Arkhart's hand that the first elves. It was by the Arkhart's hand that the first elves wandered from the Feywild, and for this reason, they are considered the mother and father of all elves. Those who seek art in all their work, whether magic or mundane, often worship at the altar of the Arkhart. They loathe the Spider Queen and her priestesses for leading the Drow elves astray. Most modern tapestries and tomes depict the Arkhart as an elven being of impossible grace and beauty, androgynous and alluring, framed by long, wavy golden hair. They have been the inspiration for many early elven art pieces, and it's not uncommon to find elements of their visage or symbol included in most elven architecture. The Arkhart's holy day is called Elven Dawn or Midsummer. It is celebrated on the 12th day of the 6th month and celebrates the elves' first emergence from the Feywild. In Singorn, the elves build magical wards in certain spaces and open small doorways into the Feywild and celebrate with uncharacteristic vigor with the wild Fey. Their commandments are create, inspire, and find beauty in all the... I already read those, but yeah. But I'm a big fan of the Changebringer too, so...
Well,
Yeah, there are two good choices. I got to give that some.
Well, you always had that third choice. You could be the. You could worship Salt Bay and just do that. Flourish.
Yeah, is there any like salt domain? What's
Stormlord is the god of the sea.
Damn. Okay.
We learned a lot, guys. We learned a lot.
So much. Yeah, I was just saying, like in chat, Exandria deities. The more you know.
Hurtanis learned a little more.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's interesting. Even though she doesn't know, she doesn't get it, but like she assumes, given what they said the stipulation was.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys.
Little seeds.
Right.
Little seeds.
All right.
But you guys should see. I had a good time reading. You guys should see the stuff that Bureau sent me the other day. Yep. We were just talking about. No, it wasn't even about that. He was just like, I feel like I should give you an idea of like where Bureau's been, and so he sent me a bunch of little like things about where he's been to around the world and stuff, and it was interesting. I got all sorts of inspiration from it for ideas and stuff.
We can update our backstory. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I think I was having fun putting those together. I was like, he's got to have been pretty well traveled, and that's got to mean there's got to have been some stories.
By the way, did you finally make a decision since I was corrected that half elves live to like 180? Is Bureau a little bit older than we said he is? Because if he's only in his 40s, that's technically kind of like your 20s.
Yeah, I was going to go that direction, but I think that would like kind of screw up too much with my backstory because like then Umara doesn't make a lot of sense, and his mom wouldn't be alive anymore and that kind of thing. So I'll leave it at 42.
Also a half elf.
Okay. So you're not as old looking as we originally.
Yeah.
Well, that just means you still have time to get an icon or something.
Yep.
I just need to get like really scared at one point and just get like those shades of gray at my temples.
Oh, yeah. God damn it. I know some I got some Will-O-Wisps. I got Snow Patch. Cortana says a Snow Patch in the other game now.
Nice.
Like
got white bangs.
Like a Cassandra like streak?
Sorta.
Kind of. Yeah, right? It's like wait, hold on. I made the... Where is it?
You have so much goddamn time.
Same thing, though.
Oh, and you look just as happy as you do normally.
Well, I mean, it's 2 despair effects from the Shadowfell. That's what happens to you. Fucking
anyway.
Fucking rolled with advantage in that one. With advantage.
I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Later.
I think I can.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Night.
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral